songs that we've been coming up with, man.
The following content contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to this edition of Pacific414 Pop Talk on this Sunday, along with Cashmoney007, Baron Orman Tagge. I am your host, Mike, and this afternoon we have a few stories to go through. Those stories being, while Japan begins to reject ESG investments, the Pokemon Company International posts job listing for Director of DEI and Social Responsibility. That comes from Bounding in the Comics. Excuse me. Dang allergies. And we also have an article from Superhero Hype where the director of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire details his sequel pitch to the late Ivan Reitman. We will also look to see if the box office numbers for this weekend have been updated during that time. And since I've had a couple days to process what I saw in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, I will give you all my thoughts on the movie, a couple days later.
In a simple way of saying it, this is what Mike will probably end up saying. Where is it? You're moving stuff on me again, man. Come on, man. You're cruel, man. How can you be this cruel to me? And here we go.
It stinks.
Yep, there we go.
No, I'm not going that far, but I do have my thoughts on the movie a couple days after, and that's why it's called Thoughts and Review, out of the theater Thoughts and Review, when I post those videos, because I'm giving you my thoughts on it after seeing it. A couple days process, things change.
And I was being sneaky here, folks, too, just to let you know. I am streaming this also on my Facebook, Baron Orman Tagge Facebook, and my Twix account as a test to see how it works.
Yes. And welcome to all of you watching on Baron Orman Tagge's Facebook and also his Twitter page. And to all of you watching on Pacific414 on YouTube and Rumble.
I'm going to go to have a 5 o'clock meeting afterwards because of this, but because I didn't talk to him in advance. But I'll take the burden on my shoulders. I am taking the burden on my shoulders to help promote this show even further than it is. It's all part of my dastardly plan to take over. Sorry,
I noticed it, Baron.
I know you did.
Also, are you guys a fan of the Boondock Saints movie?
I hate to say this. I haven't seen it. I need to see it.
I haven't seen it in a very long time. But apparently we're going to be getting a sequel to the Boondock Saints. Not only that, we're getting more Neverending story films. Not only that, Hollywood's going into the barrel one more time because a script for Happy Gilmore, a sequel, has been written. Why do we need a sequel to Happy Gilmore? Can anybody explain that to me? Why?
Only if they call it On Happy Gilmore.
The first one ended perfectly.
Well, a lot of these movies do. Really, they do. There is no reason, like Highlander. The movie ended perfectly. There's no reason why they needed to make, well, as horrible as it was, Highlander 2 and of course Highlander 3, The Apology. It ended perfectly. It ended perfectly, but no. We need to have money grabs.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that's what Hollywood does. They tend to go to established IPs because very few original ideas are being created now.
And it's an age-old thing with Hollywood. Really, honestly, let's make a movie and like the Thin Man series. Not that I'm saying it's bad or anything, but a lot of people associate that with Nick and Nora. No, it wasn't. The Thin Man was the bad guy in the first film, but they continue calling it the Thin Man series as it went along. It's like, it's a little bit different. They didn't have television back then. This was their way of almost close to what you'd have for a TV series, but yeah. It's always been there and it'll always be there. It's just, how are they going to do a continuation? They better be on their game.
Oh, they need to. If you're going to make a sequel to a movie that a lot of people enjoy and it has endured this long, when it comes to Happy Gilmore, it better hit it out of the park.
Right.
You don't need a sequel for that movie.
No, I'm not saying you do. I don't think you do. I don't want a sequel. But
most
guess
of
what?
these films, I know.
Oh, Cash thinks there should be with him as the star.
I don't even know if we need a Beetlejuice. It's this.
Okay, when it comes to that teaser, I know it was only a teaser, but it just didn't make me excited. Maybe when I see the full trailer, I'll be excited, but watching the teaser, it's like, okay, yeah, that's Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
And now you see Michael Keaton. Okay. It's great to see them back as those characters, don't get me wrong, but as far as trailers are concerned, I'm thinking this did nothing for me. I'm not talking about Cash. I'm not talking about Baron or anyone else that might be watching. For me, it didn't do anything. Again, I probably have to see, a regular trailer. The first trailer.
I haven't seen the the sneak or whatever. But even that one is supposed to generate excitement. Not really showing much of anything except for a couple little things they were coming. That's supposed to get people all excited, especially for that next trailer to come out, and then of course, obviously, the movie. But it's just
well, it's weird, man, because it's like, why do we need a sequel to Happy Gilmore or even Beetlejuice? Like, it's nothing against Jenna Ortega or other people who are in it, or Michael Keaton back. It's just I don't really see the point of this, but
right. I mean, how involved is Tim Burton? Because you got to have that Tim Burton weirdness.
Yes. I think he's directing the movie along with executive producing.
Okay. So who knows? Maybe there is something there with that, but I don't know. It's still a dangerous area, even with people like that, that were involved in the original, especially after how many years?
It's so many years, and then it's like, the way it ended was fine. It's just like Happy Gilmore. The way that ended is fine. What more do we need?
It doesn't need a sequel.
It's crazy.
There are certain movies where one and done is fine.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Did we need to have My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 and 3?
Probably not. No. We probably didn't need what's another one? I don't know. There's been a lot of sequels. Some like The Way Back to the Future, it was set up to be a sequel and then a trilogy. So I mean,
the thing
that
about
right
that
there
though, Cash, is that was just the way they wanted to end the movie.
Right.
They weren't anticipating on it becoming a sequel. That's why in the original theatrical release, the DeLorean flies toward the camera and the credits roll.
Mhm.
It wasn't until the VHS release where they added the "to be continued" because
That's
of how
Mhm.
successful the movie was,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
they started getting rumblings of saying, "Hey, maybe we should do a sequel."
Right. It's just like movies like The Rock. It was great.
Mhm.
Leave it alone. Don't do a sequel of it. You
Mhm.
know, I don't even want to put that idea in their heads.
Well, yeah,
What did
Nick
he
will be
say?
geeled.
Right,
Nick will be
Gia.
geeled. Yeah. But
Gia.
well,
And I'll still maintain this. Yes, I did enjoy Top Gun Maverick,
Me too.
Don't get me
too.
wrong.
That did surprise me. Yes.
but I still maintain that Top Gun did not need a sequel.
No, right.
It was
I
good
don't
on
think.
its own.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree with that. And I don't think the movie Joker needed a sequel. I think that surprised a lot of people. I don't think we need a Joker sequel as a musical. But
yeah, I was going to say, don't forget the musical. And then,
Right.
and not only that, most of the music is going to be cover songs.
the
Covers.
I
I didn't like it for that night movie with Heath Ledger. It's like, oh, come on. I could barely even get through the first opening when they're doing the "We Will Rock You" scene while they're doing the cello. It's like, okay, I'm out of here. I can't go through there. But hey, let's not forget the sequels that failed. In other words, Flash Gordon, the sequel that never came out that they planned for.
wow. Yeah.
Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. I mean, at the end of the film, they said they'll be coming back for the sequel. It's like, okay, they're going to have another Buckaroo Banzai. Masters of the Universe. I mean, that was
it set itself up for a sequel.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you had problems with the studios. You didn't need to go beyond Terminator 2.
No,
Anyways, you didn't even need Terminator 2. But
I'm okay. Yeah, I mean, I like Terminator 3, but yeah, I understand what you mean, Baron. You don't really need Terminator 3. I liked it, but you're probably right. It's probably not necessary.
I like the way Judgment Day ended with the narration of Linda Hamilton, and they're going around that road. The road to an unknown future.
Right. I mean, I still hold, and I know it's not a popular opinion with most, I still hold that the original Terminator film is better than the second.
Oh, no argument there.
The second one, because all the second one was copy paste with fancy special effects. There was nothing really new that they're bringing out there with that one. And you expect some. At least I was expecting. It's like, I know people are razzle dazzled with all the special effects, and the story is solid. Which, of course, the reason why it was a copy of the first one. I was very happy with just how the Terminator ended itself. It just ending at that point there in the uncertain future, just like you said, Mike. But now what we have My Dinner with Terminator instead of Andre. They're going to be coming out with now. And, Terminator
I mean,
versus The Rock.
I think they should have, even with Die Hard, like after 4.
No.
I don't think we needed a 5. I was fine with. I was like, oh wow, 4 is going to be PG-13. Well, let's see how this goes. Okay, I like this, but was this necessary? I don't know. It's good, but the third one was like, that guy, his son in this is.
Yeah, they did it. Again, I hold to the fact they didn't need a sequel to Die Hard. It was a solid bite. It's like True Lies. Now, True Lies could have a sequel to see what now that they're all together doing something. Now that could have been funny. That could have been good. There was enough of an opening there for True Lies. Die Hard didn't need one.
Yeah, no. It didn't. It actually didn't. I like Die Hard too, and I like Die Hard with a Vengeance, and I like the fourth one, but. Yeah, you probably didn't need it. So.
Right. It's like, again, I'm going to probably be unpopular, but you didn't need to have Thunderdome. I mean, it's a fun film. Don't get me wrong. It's a fun film, but the duology between Mad Max and Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, I did it for both Aussies and us. you had that open book, Max losing his humanity and Max getting his humanity back. Boom. The story is done. As much as we love that world, especially Mike playing it, going around and driving his car, and what is it? He's going to be doing the Vega next time. I think 1974 Vega. So
no, I'm having a lot of fun playing that game because it does take a lot of elements from the movies, and
yeah, and that's movies plural. Yeah. Movies plural, because this was supposed to. I think this was supposed to be obviously tied into the Fury Road movie, but loosely, just like it seems like all the Mad Max films are kind of loosely connected together, except for 1 and 2. But yeah, that has all the elements of almost all the films in that one. So it's just like, I got it already on my computer, and I'm going to have to start playing it again. Play it hard.
Yeah, I know you're going to have a lot of fun reliving old memories. Of course, one thing we do have to get into before we get into these stories is, of course, the latest episode of Beverly Hills 414. Now, I do want you all to know ahead of time that it's going to be feline-centric this episode because of a typing mistake that somebody made. I don't know who that gentleman is. He's probably running his mouth right now.
Probably. But if you forgive me for one moment, I have one question I have to ask Mr. Nerd. Nerd, is that a euphemism for saying that you were conceived in a Chevy Vega? I just want to know. That's all. Okay.
But Baron, if you want to kick off the story, I gotta go get something real quick.
Go get something and not me find there. Let me get scroll up to the top. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot to do something that's very important.
I'll play the music. I
got it. I move fast. Yeah, man. Like lightning, man. Like I'm lightning. Okay. So, welcome to today's episode. A special episode. Pacific414. DGAP Studios LLC would like to apologize for this diversion of programming. We have been preempted the normal episode to bring you this letters, answers, and answers sponsored by Fancy Feet Cat. Don't be like crypto and keep out like babies. Give them fancy feast and make them meow. Meow.
What?
Hello there, folks. We here at TGAP Studios have decided that we would take this opportunity to answer some of the messages and questions we received about the series Beverly Hills 414. Consider this like a clip episode, folks. Beatrix M asks, are the Girl Scout cookie ninjas defeated? And if not, when will they return to the series? Well, Beatrix, the Girl Scout cookie ninjas can be foiled and hampered, for that matter, but never truly defeated. And they have been in nearly every episode, but you haven't seen them because, well, ninja. So I hope that satisfies your question there, Beatrix. We have Horatio PR Esquire asked, what happened in Prague? Oh, okay. Notice I was trying to get use a proper name for the city. Well, Horatio, a lot of things happen in Prague. Far too many to go over in this episode. Just because we referenced that one time in Prague doesn't mean there weren't a dozen. So, so keep your ears peeled. You never know. Oh, we have Russell GR asks, if Jace is in the future, why doesn't he just tell the guys what is going to happen and save them from the peril? Crypto Coin, best boy. Hey, you got a fan there, Russell. Crypto Coin gives you his thanks, I'm sure. I think you should send him a signed autograph picture, by the way. Well, and make sure the signature's on the chin because you have plenty of space to write your name. Well, the answer to that is simple. Although Jace, specifically future Jace, is in the future, he's also from Norway, which means tormenting our heroes is kind of a sport to him. Yeah. as someone who has Norwegian ancestry to him and living around a lot of Norwegian culture here in the great state of Minnesota, yeah, because we have snow right now. Yeah, passive aggressiveness too. A lot of passive aggressiveness. Oh, it continues on here. Like literally a sport, he keeps score and everything. It's one of the reasons he has such horrible takes on some movies and series is just to inflict pain on our cast. Yeah, it's like keeping score though in football, also known as soccer. Very low scoring. Very low scoring. Guy S. Right, or is that Guy S. Right?
I think it's Guy. I think you got it right.
Well, you never know. It might be like Guy LeDouche, from MXC. I just want to make sure I got my bases covered. Okay.
I think you're good. Continue.
Okay, sure. Okay. Are you still using Korean slave labor for animation? Well, okay. A guy or Guy or whoever you are, a troll for asking this question. On the advice of attorneys, we have been informed we cannot answer this question until the statute of limitations expires, and that's about 5 more years because statute of limitations, I believe, is 7. So, yeah. And besides, this is out of country, so never you mind, okay? Well, we have Alvin S. of the Chipmunks asks, if Mike and Officer Hot Pants had a kid, what would they look like? Well, I mean, a kid, and they, are you trying to do a pronoun thing there, Mr. Alvin? Or are you insinuating that it's going to be if they had kids? If you're going for that pronoun thing, get the hell out of here. We don't want you, okay? But that is a good question, though. And we happen to have an answer. We plugged the particulars into what would my baby look like, and ran the algorithm and came up with this image. As you can see, she is a very handsome little girl, has her mother's chin, Mike's eyes, and his black mustache. Wait, you meant Mike, not Mexican Iron Man Mike. I'm sorry. We'll get back to you on that one, okay? We did the wrong Mike. Sorry, Mexican Iron Man. Okay. So we have Great L writes, wow. In my country, Baron is number 1 best character. Why do you put Baron in more Baron-centered episodes? You do that. Make Baron number 1, whole series. Great leader. Great leader. Oh, I should read that a little bit better. In my country, Baron is number 1 best character. Why do you put Baron in more Baron-centered episodes? You do that. Make Baron number 1. Make whole series now. There.
What are you trying to do? Get us canceled?
I don't know. I mean, it's a letter that came in. So, that wasn't a question, more of a demand, but everybody has their favorites. Moving on. Yeah, I think. Hey, as Baron, I think Great L has a point. Okay.
Hazian
K. Was the Atomic Wedgie Bandit Phil or some other fiend? Notice fiend, not friend. Okay. Well, they are closely related, but no, Phil is more of an ass bandit than an Atomic Wedgie bandit. There are several key differences and changes in their modus operandi. See how I said that? Yes. Modus operandi? Did I say that? Yeah.
Yes, you did it.
This is an interesting Q&A.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I have a letter here from Kurt J. And he writes, what beast did Crypto buy in the holiday episode for the feast? My buddy says Turduncan. But I think that'd be too expensive. Yeah, it'd be too expensive for him, even on sale. Well, basically, we did not ask. We can guarantee you that along the particular path of inquiry lays only madness. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that letter. Go away. A cat writes meow 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 meow.
A cat. Oh, okay.
A cat, yeah.
Like I said, because somebody made a mistake when he posted about the schedule yesterday. Instead of saying the new schedule. It's in the Mew schedule. So somebody,
yeah.
I'm not naming names here, but somebody decided I'm going to make that a part of Beverly Hills 414 Sunday.
I thought
I
that
think it was. Yeah, it was the Ass Bandit Phil McCracken. I think it's all right. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, yeah,
And he was the cat too. He was the cat too.
Well, I don't know. Is this Obi that wrote this? I don't know. Maybe it was
so.
Obi.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, he wants to torment us. So that is a very good question, by the way. I wouldn't say it's probably because they wouldn't taste very good, and certainly wouldn't be nutritious or filling. Not like Fancy Feast. Go to our sponsor. There's a plug there. Oh, okay. Barbara BB asks, did Baron and Raul have a thing? Yeah, you know what we're talking about. Well,
Raul
into a weird area. Raul the pool boy is Dr. Jill's boyfriend.
Wait, I thought he was the guy at the hair salon who was upset about the disgraced look of your beard, and he had one of his staff members try to cut it, and he got upset with her, and
she's the one. She's the one that had the the thing with, but well, here, let me. Well, Barbara, of course, Baron and Raul have a thing. It's called a beard and the care and treatment therein. Baron is very picky about who he allows tend his facial fur. Unless there are boobs involved, then it's anyone's guess. May you too someday have the special thing between you and your hairstylist that Baron and Raul will have. And Raul does not have boobs, so no, it doesn't go with the other area. So Juan W asks, how many times has Mike been exposed to knockout gas or other drugs? It would have to be a lot for him to have that level of immunity. Yeah, there. Yes, Juan, it is quite a few times, though we could be here for hours listing them off. So thank you for your letter, by the way. And And finally, we got this letter here. Anis MM asked, why don't any of the main characters carry firearms? You'd think with all the trouble they get into, they'd want to be armed. Well, Anis, there's a good reason for this. None of our main casts are incompetent or weaklings who have to rely on firearms to succeed in their adventures. Speak for yourself. Our cast has amazing skills honed through the years of exploits and adventures, and take pride in the fact that they have overcome all things without having to resort to base firearm use.
This is usually what my character says anytime he gets into a confrontation.
One shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly?
No, I have to mess right. It still hurts Mike. Okay, this isn't to say they are anti-gun or haven't used them before, but the fact that they succeed by sheer wit, intelligence, and having giant balls made out of steel is a matter of pride. That's all we have now. So keep those questions coming and stay tuned for a return of the regular Beverly Hills 414 programming at the next regular 414 time and 414 channel. And of course, before we go, also remember your fur babies demand and deserve Fancy Feast. It's the only one with real mystery meat chunks and doesn't need to make its own gravy. Fancy Feast. Back to you, Mike.
And before we move on with the articles, I do want to say hello to Pop Culture Mechanic.
Yo.
Real Weight Gaming Clips. We also have DJ Ronnie G. Pops, good to see you, brother.
Hey, Pops.
Yo, Pops.
And Phil McCracken.
I don't know who any of those people are.
Very funny, Baron. Very funny indeed. And see, Phil is saying, oh, looky. They were dying. And when it's time for Pop Talk Toxic Entity of YouTube, and Mike and Baron and Cash aren't the ones who get canceled, it'd be Pacific414. Hey, Phil, allergies are kicking my ass right now. I'm glad I'm here today. So
that's why I read the story.
Well, Agent Smith decided to come out of the Matrix. So.
And,
Okay, I feel more dirty.
Only in Phil's little world.
Always.
And folks who are hearing us for the first time, it's just usual banter we have between us and Phil.
Yep.
We talk to him in Discord, and we give each other banter there too. So
He's kind of
this isn't malicious. This isn't venomous. This isn't us attacking one another. It's just our routine.
Yes.
Speak for yourself. I hate him. No.
Okay.
Right.
Baron's the exception.
He's the one who flips a coin and then he pushes Phil down the stairs. I didn't do it. I promise.
Yeah, he does it as the coin's still up in the air.
That's right.
And Padawannabe says, I'm here and I'm 1 year older since yesterday. Well, happy birthday, brother.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
Happy egg hatching day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But yeah, other people know that. You know how they always talk about that fifth Beatle? Phil, in some ways, is kind of that fourth Pop Talk. Well, actually, no, that would be T-Gap. He's like the fourth Pop Talk. And Phil would be kind of that, tag along. Wannabe. Wishes he could be. Like me. I wish I was a Phantom Hooligan, but
Oh, well, you got to talk to Cash about that. Cash
I know.
is your man.
But we're not talking. We're not talking.
I still think
Cash, Baron wants to be a Phantom Hooligan. Make it happen.
Oh yeah. Okay. See what I can do.
See, I'm that kind of middleman that doesn't waste time. Just gets to the point and says, "Do it."
Yeah. Bill, I hope you still have your collection of your GoBots, man. I'd be sad if you lost them. Really would.
Mm-hmm.
GoBots weren't bad. Come on.
I know they weren't. He just hates them.
Now, Cash, you really did step over the line. I'm now really not talking to you. What do you mean I'll never be worthy of the Forbidden Donut?
Oh, you see that?
Not talking. And let's not forget, along with the stories today as well, we have, of course, My Meme Madness, somewhere along the way, but
we might need it after this first story here, Baron.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we will.
Oh, man.
And
you talking about Mr. Mouth? Oh.
And hello to Anonymous.
Anonymous. Anonymous. Anonymous.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into this first story, shall we?
Sure, I'm ready. I'm ready. Right. Are you ready, Cash? Oh,
yes. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, this comes from Bounty in the Comics. It's by Spencer Bakuli. It was posted on Saturday, March 23rd. And it says, while Japan begins to reject ESG investments, the Pokemon Company International posts job listing for Director of DEI and Social Responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
What's that?
Well, let's get into the story and we can all find out together.
Okay.
All right. Make sure I'm not skipping any paragraphs or anything. It says, and sadly confirming that the heralds behind the beloved video game franchise are not among the many Japanese individuals who have found themselves rejecting environmental, social, and governance-based investment sensibilities. A newly posted job listing has revealed that the Pokemon Company International is now seeking a new director of diversity, equity, inclusion, and social responsibility.
What the hell did you just say?
A lot of word salad, Baron. A lot of word salad.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I had a mini stroke or not because I didn't understand a fucking word that you said there.
It's just more word salad bullshit.
Why do you think I've read it as slow as I did? Going,
If you know I'm slow, but that's
what
beside
in
the
the
point.
word salad is this?
Yeah, you got that right.
And it's not just bound in the comics, it's any article where you're reading it and you're going, oh, this is just a bunch of
Yes.
word salad.
It
Well, they
is.
gotta get that word quota up, so it's like
Yes.
let's grab the thesaurus and what's the thesaurus? I don't know. Let's just make up some words.
Well, let's just add a few words here and there and make it look good.
Yeah, they put words in like a little Scrabble box, shake it around, and pull them out randomly. Okay, we'll do this. You know.
I'd
Mad
rather
Libs.
play Scrabble.
Mm,
Mad Libs.
yeah.
Per the listing itself, the eventual hire for this position will be tasked with facilitating and promoting the Pokemon Company International's TPC-I for short, a U.S. subsidiary of the larger Japan-based the Pokemon Company Global Cultural of Innovation, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging. What?
Oh, boy.
No, seriously. What?
That's more word salad.
This role will partner with a diversity, equity, inclusion, and social responsibility. How many different letters do you need in this? I'm going to call it Deezer.
I think because they want to feel that
These initials, I'm calling it Deezer. That's what I'm calling
I
it.
like that.
They want to feel important, so they need big words, or they think they're big words.
Deezer.
Yeah, I like that.
The social responsibility team to build diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, and social responsibility, SR. I thought it was, sudden rant. That we've done that. Initiatives and programs to influence employee engagement, talent acquisition, talent management, charitable community engagement, and marketplace opportunities across our global team to engage and retain talent and foster relationships in local and global communities. Further explained, TPCI making the most of their corporate speak dictionary, corporate word salad, more like it.
Seriously.
This role will ensure that the core elements of TPCI culture are well defined and ever present to employees, highlighting engagement and an essential component to support a positive, diverse, inclusive, innovative, and high achieving environment. This position will report to the Vice President and Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, CDO, lead the DESER team, and will partner with stakeholders across the organization and operate as an internal business consultant.
What would you say you do here?
Don't rant, Mike. Don't rant.
Rant. I want to do this. I want to do this so bad.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
I want to play
that. In addition to these standard position duties, the eventual hire will also find themselves responsible for driving alignment of DEI goals. Well, you always got to make sure your car's aligned. Come on, I got to throw in some jokes here. With business strategy for both internal employees, external fans, and communities we serve. In other words, making sure that DEI remains a focus of not just TPCI's own operations, but their approach to interacting with players and fans.
Oh, boy.
Oh, gosh. It's giving me a headache.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
High achieving and DEI should not be said in the same sentence. Agreed. Admittedly and unfortunately, such a position is not uncommon in the modern corporate landscape. I'm playing it, Baron. I'm playing it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
The hell you say?
I don't want to spoil all. Take all the fun away from you guys.
It's not even the first such position within TPCI, as evidenced by the job listing specification that the desired director would be reporting to the company's overall chief of diversity, equity, and inclusion officer. However, what makes this particular listing newsworthy is the fact that, given how it was essentially posted with some level of approval from the Pokemon company proper, it indicates that those in charge of the franchise, as noted above, had yet to join Japanese investors in chasing ESG related funding sources, many, if not all, of which put the concept of DEI at the center of their application requirements. As reported by Bloomberg, based on information from research firm Morningstar, not Moving Star, Mike, come on.
You're good. You're good.
Investors pulled a total of 660 billion yen, or the equivalent of 4.5 billion, from funds last year, a total which amounted to more than 4 times the outflows of 150 billion yen in 2022. The outflow of capital from ESG funds has hammered the industry's growth. They added, according to a Morningstar report, there are no new ESG products launched between October and December of last year. The next proper Pokemon title set to be released is Pokemon Legends. ZA is currently set for release sometime in 2025, so next year. Okay, so, all right, everybody. What do you make of all this?
A lot of bullshit.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit. I call bullshit.
There we go. We got the 3 Carlins for this one.
All right.
Baron's favorite soundbite.
It's a great one. None of this. This is just more nonsense. What are they going to do? They're going to look at the female character. Somebody, even Grummies, right? Grummies has been going off on stuff. I'm sure you guys have seen things on social media from him a lot lately. And one of them was they changed the female character a bit, her body type and stuff. I don't know. If you played any of the Pokemon games, if you guys have ever gotten into it, you like that micromanaging stuff, like they're fun games, but this is not necessary. This is just more bullshit that we don't need. So hopefully they won't do this with it. Hopefully it'll only be Pokemon Go, but it shouldn't be any of this. That's a lot of word salad.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, but that shows the focus of companies now. They not only want 2 directors of DEI, but they want multiple positions within it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, too many thieves. Yeah, chefs in there, spoiling the broth or whatever these things are. I don't know, but my brain's still trying to get back to normal after hearing all that shit.
Ugh. Someone's leaving the cake out in the rain.
There we go. All I can say, the great line from Full Metal Jacket: "Best part of you ran down your mother's leg." I don't know if that wasn't Full Metal Jacket, but I just know that's something that the drill sergeants did say.
And Phil says, "I think your stream is shadow banned. It's not showing up on YouTube." It's on YouTube. It's live.
I saw it.
And let's see. T-Gab says, I want multiple positions. That means something else in Tijuana.
Of course. That was just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, T-Gab Steve.
Yes.
Yeah. His favorite game is Donkey Kong. So.
Yeah. And the Pet Wannabe says, sorry, Pokemon, you never caught me. I'm a Power World goer. I love the Sorry with random moments of when animals attack.
Oh, all right.
Let's rub him down with bear sentence. Drop him in the forest naked. Okay.
So, any thoughts on this? I mean, I don't see this position sticking around very long. It seems like everybody's just following this trend and making sure they have this particular position in their companies. And I think they're going to find out that it's not necessary. If you treat your people well enough and they do the position they've been hired to do.
Yep.
Yes. Not at adequate expectations, but at your expectations, then positions like these don't really matter. I mean, making sure that everybody's safe in the gaming community when they're playing a game. I mean, we've all been into, game lobbies where people are saying some interesting things.
Yeah.
You hear some interesting things in the background, and what do we need to hold each other's hand as we're playing the game, or make sure that we have a pacifier?
Especially when I play Vermintide too. I need some. Calling me Mayfly all the time.
Well, he loves playing as the elf. She's got a mouth. She's got a mouth.
She's got a great character.
You want my quick thoughts on Tyson versus Jake Paul? Tyson's gonna knock Paul out.
That's what I think.
Paul from Phantomology. Jake Paul.
No. Jake Paul.
Tyson's going to knock him out in the first round. The bell's gonna ring, and he's gonna get knocked out right away.
Well, yeah, because remember that one pay-per-view where everybody got pissed off? It's like 1-2 punch, and the guy was down, and it was over. Yeah. Someone actually did run, I don't know, about 19 or so algorithms with the stats, everything that Jake Paul has, and of course Tyson's career. And every one of the algorithms come down to one thing, and they did that in AI. Tyson walks in, one punch, Jake Paul's down. And yeah, that's good. It's not going to definitely not going to get out of the first round. Not at all. Depends on if Tyson wants to play around a little bit, beat him up a little bit first, and then take him down. So, depends on his mood. If he's generous, one punch. If he's not, well, he's going to abuse that guy and then take him down. Don't piss him off, man.
No, Tyson may be older, but he's still a veteran in the boxing arena. I think he's gonna basically humiliate Jake Paul.
And he's still in good shape. Take a look at him.
Yeah. You see his videos where he's getting himself ready for the fight. And let's just say I don't want to be on the wrong side of a Mike Tyson fist.
No. None of us. I'm holding the bad guy up for him to hit. That's all. I mean,
and even then, I probably wouldn't want to be on the other side because I might get hit by the guy that he's punching. You never know.
Well, the force of the punch. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You end up on the floor, and you got the guy he punched on top of you. It's like, no, I don't like that. But about that story, the other story though about that bounty on the comics had there about the whole thing.
That's
Yeah,
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Mhm.
It is. Mhm.
Well, it's been proven to just backfire on companies over and over again. So then
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah.
going to happen again. So, but knock yourself out, Pokemon International.
Let them.
Yeah, and the second with Cash.
The hell you say?
Mhm. No, they really need the Bobs here. They need the Bobs for that company. They need the Bobs in there and ask that question. And you know what the response will be. Cash is
Of course.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
And
Yeah.
an accident got him a nice settlement. So,
Yeah.
yes.
If they ever did do a sequel to that movie, it'd be interesting to see if like he's still in like an iron lung now, or he's in a wheel or whatever. It's like he's got all the money, but he's not living living the good life.
And don't worry about him, Pat Wannabe. You asked a question, and I thought it was pretty reasonable to answer that question because everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, well,
you're
I
good.
wasn't. Thanks a lot, Pat Wannabe. I wasn't, but now you brought it up. I want to see Jake Paul down. And I want his brother in there too, just for the hell. Have them both go in there and fight Tyson. It'd be great. It'd be 1-2. Knock his brother into that Japanese forest.
Ooh.
Tyson will knock out Jake Paul with his right fist, while he'll knock out Logan Paul with his left fist.
And what is it? Jake Paul's trying to look like that Irishman. It's like, look at me, I'm like that Irishman. It's like, he's been losing too.
Yeah, and his brother Logan's in WWE. Why? I don't know.
Who knows? Who cares? Why are these guys still around? Why are we even talking about them?
Well, they
obviously the Tyson thing is worth talking about because we want to see him get clobbered. I mean, yes, YouTube, we do mean that because it is a boxing fight. So that's the option of the game. So shove it up your whatever YouTube. I know I want to see it. I hope it's not a pay-per-view event, but
I think it is, Baron. I think it is in July.
Okay, don't buy it, and just wait for the video, the 15-second video come out on YouTube and the other platforms.
You'll see it plastered on YouTube. It'll be on TikTok. It'll be on Twitter, Facebook.
Oh yeah,
everywhere you go,
everywhere.
You're gonna see it.
Yeah, let someone else pay the $35.99 or $60 or $70 to get that.
I was gonna say, I don't even know how much they ask for boxing pay-per-views anymore.
Know.
Me either.
Yeah, they don't have the oomph they used to.
Well, they don't.
Tyson's the point.
They don't have a lot of these boxers anymore that have a personality, and I mean, that's the problem. It's like, oh, here's a guy. I'm like, why am I supposed to care? I don't know.
Well,
I guess
the big thing with Tyson, though, as much as he was this monster of a boxer, really what helped him the most was Don King. You don't have the charismatic promoter like him either, because they help the boxer. Because not everybody. Look at Tyson. Tyson is not eloquent. He's not like Muhammad Ali, where like it sting like a butterfly, fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee, and all those things that he went in there. He was able to do that. He had the brains up there to be that charismatic character. Tyson really doesn't have that charisma, other than the fact that he's this hulking beast and he has that lisp that everybody likes to make fun of.
Well, they've been making fun of that list since the 80s.
But definitely he's obviously got a big enough personality. I mean, the Mike Tyson mysteries. I mean, he's obviously a funny guy and stuff. And
Oh yeah, and that evolved.
Hangover,
but that evolved, and again, that was helped from Don King to get. And of course, Don King's not with us no more. So Tyson had to, expand out. But I'm talking about back in the day. He needed a Don King to be that front man for him, and then of course he was able to, grow out himself and become who he was. So, I mean, look at Foreman, for crying out loud. You know,
Mm-hmm.
George Foreman is a hoot.
Mhm.
Names all his
Yeah, he
kids
is.
George.
Yeah, but he's had success with the George Foreman grills.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was great in that one series with Shatner and Henry Winkler and Terry Bradshaw. I mean, I love that series. And yeah, I know it's a quote unquote reality series, and I know there was a lot of scripted parts in there, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
Shatner being the grumpy old man.
Speaking of William Shatner, it was his birthday the other day.
Mhm.
Turned 93.
93 freaking years old. Now, I mean, for me, I'm wrapping that around my head. My grandfather passed at 94. And, you know, my grandfather, he still had, you know, all the marbles up there and all that, but he was really, you know, slow, you know, moving slow and all that. I look at Shatner, it's like, this guy's really 93?
Yeah.
Yep, his birthday was on Friday.
Yeah. And Leonard Nimoy's will be coming up here today or tomorrow, because they're born a few days apart, literally the same year. Nimoy would have been 93 this year if he was with us.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, my grandfather looked like a 93-year-old. Now, I'm not being besmirching my grandfather's legacy at all, but he looked like what you expect a 93-year-old to be. Shatner doesn't.
No.
Yeah. He looks good for his age.
Very good. Very good. Which got to be pissing off Takai.
Well,
I'm a real star. I'm a real actor. Oh my!
You appreciate everything that William Shatner has given us, whether it be on the small screen or the big screen. Yeah, maybe some of it's been, you know, forgettable, to put it nicely.
Excuse me, I'd just like to ask a question. What does God need with a starship?
I will still maintain that with Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, that movie is about the brotherhood of Kirk, Spock.
Yeah, more and more are coming out saying that. And, you know, they look at it critically. Yeah, the film was really rough, but those three, but those three are what the film is about. And it is enjoyable seeing that, you know, the campfire, the antics they're all together with. I mean, yeah, it's a Kirk, Spock, McCoy movie, no doubt about it. Shatner went right back to the roots of what Star Trek was.
Yeah, he did.
It was better.
Yeah, it could have been a lot better, yes. Leonard Nimoy or Spock should have just slapped him upside his head. No, that's not how you do this.
Leonard did try.
I know, he did. That's true.
Yeah.
That's the funny part.
And Shatner says he regrets it too. He was listening to Harv Bennett
Yes.
too much, and he should have been listening to Leonard. Yep.
Exactly.
Can I ban this guy? Can I ban him? Okay.
No, Panda wannabes good people. Everybody who comes by.
It's all right, man. We had somebody the other day in the other chat said they liked X-Men 97. You know,
Well, you know, everybody has their own opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not right, but they have it. I'm just saying that just to bother Pile on. I mean, I right now I haven't seen it and all that. I don't have a horse in this race, but
no,
any chance to bust Paddle Wannabe's chops.
Crit tried to get me to watch it the other day. I said, nope, I don't want to see what they did to Morph. Nope, I'm not doing it, Crit.
Well, I don't want to see what they did. I don't want to see what they did to Rogue's ass. So I mean, I'm that base.
You don't have to apologize, Pat Wannabe. You know, there are certain things that we like and certain things we don't like. Just like there are certain things you like, certain things you don't like.
Just busting your chops, Pat Wannabe. Just busting your chops. You know us. You're like the sixth member of this team.
And speaking of busting, you know, busting makes me feel good.
Oh, really? It does?
Yeah. I just thought that was a good segue into this next story.
Yay! See how good that was? Yeah, I tell you. We're professionals, folks. Don't try this at home.
Don't believe him, folks.
Well, we're professional some things.
So, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire came out on Thursday night, and I went and saw it Friday. Now, for those of you who have seen my initial thoughts and review video, I gave my thoughts. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and play that video. Let me pull it up real quick so those of you can hear what I had to say about the movie after seeing it. Because after we read this article, I'll give you my thoughts on the movie after I've had a couple days to process said movie.
Ooh. Look how advanced and fancy we're getting here on Pop Talk. This is why you pay the big dollars to be a member of Pop Talk Nation. That's right. Be part of Pop Talk Nation and help this professionalism come along. Back to you, Mike.
And hey, it's been a while on Pop Talk since anyone's seen my face. There you go. You got to see my face. I know.
You know, at that angle, I just want to, at that angle when I was watching it, I was counting the nose hairs. Just to let you know.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
You just had to make a comment, didn't you, Baron? You jackass.
Hello, one and all. Mike here. I just got out of seeing Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and I didn't think it was too bad. I thought it was pretty decent, and it's definitely a movie that I would probably go see again to catch some parts that I actually did miss. But overall, I thought it was good. Now, there were some parts that I felt they could have left out, but I want this to be a spoiler-free, out of the theater reaction video, so I'm not really going to go into any detail about that. But overall, it was pretty good. Was it as good as Afterlife? I don't know. Maybe I got to go see it again. You know, I'm still processing the movie at the time I'm recording this, so honestly, I want to see it again. So that's got a plus for it. If I want to go see it again to see if it's as good as Afterlife, but if you want me to answer the question right now, I think it's about even. I really do. I think it's about even with Afterlife. I don't think it's worse than Afterlife. I don't think it's better than Afterlife. It's even. And it's nice to see, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and Annie Potts come back. But it's also nice to get to know the newer characters a little bit more. And, again, there were some parts that, I felt they didn't really need. But, that's just my opinion. But overall, if I'm going to give this movie a score, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now, again, that's just coming out of the theater. 7.5 out of 10. I know some might say, well, what's the reason? Because of some of the things that were in there that I didn't feel that were necessary. But again, to reiterate, I don't want this to be a spoiler review. So with that being said, thank you all for watching this video. I do recommend that you go see this movie. Judge it for yourself. Don't listen to the critics. Listen to other fans. Some might like it. Some might not like it. But it's up to the individual as to whether or not you like it. So, with that being said, thank you all for your support of the Pacific414 YouTube channel. And I hope to see you Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern for Pacific414 Pop Talk. And as always, don't ever give up on me in a game, because just when you do, you might miss something. Ghostbusters. Oh, by the way, I got this too. See that? Yeah. Got that too.
That is cool. I like that.
And that was At the Movies with Pacific414. Back to you, Mike.
It was.
Yeah,
back
so
to
that
you,
was
Mike.
that was right after I saw the movie.
That's very
After
cool.
getting on the movie, so again, processing the movie and taking in everything I just saw in an hour and 56 minutes. That's the movie's runtime.
That's not a bad run.
That's not bad.
No. It's short compared to a lot of movies nowadays. But after we read this article, I will go into my thoughts on what I think about the movie, having spent a couple days processing it.
Yeah.
He went out back into the Japanese garden. He had sat. No,
he was looking for Slimer back there.
Yeah, well, he was meditating.
I do have some things to say about Slimer and a few other characters, and
yeah, that's fine, man. Not worried about spoilers or anything.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I think I can handle it.
All right.
Hold my hand, Cash. Wait a minute, I'm still not talking.
No, I'm not talking to you, Baron.
This article on superhero hype is by Andre Joseph. It says Ghostbusters Frozen Empire director details sequel pitch to Ivan Reitman. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire director Gil Kenan recalls his pitch meeting with the original movie's director Ivan Reitman before his untimely passing. Kenan spoke to Comic Book about what the Ghostbusters franchise meant to him since childhood and how his life changed when Reitman and his son Jason brought him on to co-write 2021's Ghostbusters Afterlife as an outsider, as a fan. I was so incredibly honored to be able to have a seat at the table creatively for telling the next chapter of these stories with Afterlife, Kenan said. And as that film was coming together, Jason and I started on our own to have a conversation about what the next step of this journey was going to be, where the story was going to go. Kenan added, and we just started to have these ideas that began to feel exciting, and those ideas started to kind of take shape to the point that a few weeks before Afterlife opened, we went up to Montecito.
Montecito, yeah.
I corrected myself.
You're good, dude. You rock. Go
Montecito.
to Ivan's house and sat and told him the story of Frozen Empire. Much like Afterlife's dedication to original Ghostbusters starring co-writer Hal Ramis, the latest installment will be dedicated to the memory of Ivan Reitman, who passed away in 2022 at age 75, just 3 months following the release of Afterlife. Kenan recalls the original director's warm reception to Frozen Empire. It goes on to say, we pitched the entire 3-act structure of this film, and I'm sorry.
You're good, dude.
And got the warmest reception, his blessing, his validation for the direction we wanted to take these characters in and this franchise in, Kenan said. And so that was winning ourselves for making this film, and Ivan's voice, his presence, his brilliance was always there with us making this film. So it's only fitting that this film should end with his name and that he gets the producer credit that he deserves. Okay, and this does have some spoilers probably, so I'm going to go ahead and put up the spoiler. Yep. What happens in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire? The official synopsis for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire reads, in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, the Spangler family returns to where it all started, the iconic New York City firehouse, to team up with the original Ghostbusters, who've developed a top-secret research lab to take busting ghosts to the next level. But when the discovery of an ancient artifact unleashes an evil force, Ghostbusters new and old must join forces to protect their home and save the world from a second ice age. Directed by Gil Kenan, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire stars Carrie Coon, McKenna Grace, Finn Wolfhard, and Paul Rudd, reprising their roles from 2021's Afterlife. Original Ghostbusters stars Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Annie Potts, and William Atherton reprise their roles from the 1984 classic. Newcomers to the franchise include Kumail Nanjiani.
Nanjiani? Yeah, Nanjiani.
Yeah, I think you got it right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
He has been funny, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
James Acaster. So
And here's the other big spoiler. They didn't want to tie it into 2016, so Melissa McCarthy's playing Slimer. That's the big spoiler. So.
No, but when it came to Slimer in this movie, I think they were trying to push what scenes he was in a little too much instead of just using it as a one-off gag.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, he's like the Squirrel in Ice Age movies. It's good to have those little bits, but you don't want to fixate on it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. You're right.
And yeah, I understand why Slimer is in the movie, because he was the first ghost that the Ghostbusters of Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz and Egon Spengler ever caught. So I understand. But here's one of my gripes with the movie. We all know from the first movie when they put the ghost that's in the trap into the containment unit, that when the light is green, the trap is clean.
Right.
But how many freaking times do you have to say it in Frozen Empire? Yeah, we all know it. I mean, I know what they're doing. I know exactly what they're doing. They're going, remember this line? Do you remember? Do you remember?
So basically, you felt that there was some spoon feeding going on in this movie, Mike, that you didn't appreciate, right?
Spoon feeding that I didn't appreciate in this movie. And also McKenna Grace's character. I felt that they had a drop off from the character. Phoebe was a likable character in Afterlife. In this, she gets whiny. After, and this is a spoiler, that's why I'm keeping the spoiler part up. After she is removed by Walter Peck because she's a minor from the Ghostbusters team. Because Walter Peck in this movie is now the mayor of New York City.
Yeah, we saw that.
And by the way, and by the way, that man still has no dick.
Okay, I was just going to ask. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, I had to throw that line in there.
That was a spoiler too, folks.
But Phoebe, basically having her hissy fit about being taken off the team because she's a minor and because of some of the damage that they caused trying to capture a ghost. And another thing, there's this character, excuse me, called Melody, who's a ghost in this movie. And her backstory is that she burned to death in a fire. A fire which this character caused.
Okay.
And I felt that her ghostly relationship with Phoebe wasn't necessary. It didn't really add too much to the plot, in my opinion. And I found those parts boring.
Makes sense.
And as far as Patton Oswalt, I don't like the guy no matter what he's in. I didn't like him in King of Queens.
Wow. Okay.
There's just something about the guy I don't like.
That's fine.
So his amount of screen time, it was like, come on, can we hurry up with this? Because I honestly think for what he brings to the story, I think Ray and Winston could have figured it out. They could have looked at old notes that Egon had and been able to figure out this next plot line in the movie. And as far as Carrie Coon, I just felt she was just there. And also with Wolfhard, that kid, him right here, I felt like he was just there. Didn't really add to it. And the same went for Podcast. I felt that kid was just there.
Right.
And when it came to the original Ghostbusters, yes, it is nice to see Bill Murray back, Dan Aykroyd back.
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson and Annie Potts, but I think they could have had an even bigger role in this film than they actually did.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool seeing Annie Potts as a Ghostbuster now. Was that cool?
I didn't see that part because I had to go use the facilities.
Oh, okay.
So that was one of the reasons I said I wanted to go back. I still want to go back and see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
I have my nitpicks. I have my gripes with the movies, and if I was going to rate it today, I probably would give it a 6.5.
Wow, so
and
even
not
lower.
a 7.5. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
so it dropped a bit. So you felt there was a bit too much spoon feeding in this movie, then?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It's like, okay, we get it that you use these particular traps in Afterlife. And we get the references of Ghostbusters 2 and also the original Ghostbusters. But can we stop having these member berries? We know we're watching a Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fair point.
That's what most of us are here to see anyway, a Ghostbusters movie.
Mm-hmm. I think most people are familiar with the universe, even if they haven't really seen the other films.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even so much that anonymous. There wasn't really much of that being implied. It's just that I felt that plot line of the story went nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was put there to set up what eventually happens at the end, but still, with the way they went about it, I didn't think it was necessary. And let's see. So what you're saying is the movie was unnecessary. Yeah. They didn't have to make a sequel to Afterlife. They could have just said, okay, Afterlife, it was a success in its own right, but it doesn't need a sequel in itself.
Do you think this movie's going to make good money?
I don't know. I really don't know, because there may be people like me who went in Friday and, enjoyed it. And, their first initial thoughts were similar to mine, or, somewhere along those lines. And then they've had a chance to sit back and think about it again. And then there are fans who watched it and there were parts of it that didn't work for them. They didn't enjoy it as much. So I really don't know if this movie is going to be considered a success or not.
Yeah,
I still maintain exactly what I said in the video that I posted on Friday. Judge it for yourself. Go see it for yourself.
It has elements you like, but elements that you don't.
Yeah. Don't go by my review and say, well, Mike said it, so I'm not going to go see it. No, judge it for yourself.
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't going to go see it now. But you give me conflicting signals here, Mike. I don't know what to do, Mike. My brain hurts.
I'm not trying to get conflicting signals. I'm just trying to say, judge it by your own standards. Is what I'm saying. Judge it by your own standards. If it meets your standards of what you want to see in the movie, great.
Yeah.
All power to you.
But I honestly feel that, especially with the setting being back in New York City, I'm not saying it could have been bigger. I think it could have been maybe a little bit more similar to the original movie. Now, I'm not talking about copy and pasting the original movie and bringing it to 2024, but making it small. Not trying to make it too big and throw in too many things to make fans. Do you remember this? Do you remember that? Oh, remember when this happened?
That does seem to be the problem nowadays with these. They want to do. They feel that they have to rely on the member berries, and
right.
We saw it with Picard 3. We've seen it with a lot of other things. I mean, Jar Jar Abrams, doing with this. Well, first with the Star Trek film. Remember this? You saw this in Star Trek 2. Remember that? In fact, we're just so fixated on Star Trek 2 that's about the only thing we're going to be fixating on is that and doing member berries to that. Look, he's eating the apple in the captain's chair, like Admiral Kirk did in Genesis. On Regula. And it's like, look, see, isn't that great? See, we did our homework. We watched a movie.
Yeah, I mean, again, judge it for yourself.
Yeah, I want to see it. I do want to see it, but I want to see the other one first. Which I know I'm a bad boy. I didn't see Afterlife yet, so I got to see both, and then I'll have the. I would love to see this franchise continue on with a new cast. I mean, they did it with the animated shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there are even nods to the real Ghostbusters in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say what they are, but they are in this movie.
And what was it? Is it Ghostbusters Extreme? Was that the one where they basically had the new team and Egon was basically being like the Ernie Hudson character?
Yeah.
That's in the video game and such.
I mean, they could just follow stuff in the video game. I mean, it's just
that video game is great, isn't it? I mean, I take a look at it like this is the Ghostbusters.
Honestly, if you want my opinion as to what's actually a true sequel, and I know I'm not alone in this, it is that 2009 video game. That's the true sequel to Ghostbusters 2. It's the true third Ghostbusters movie. Should be able to find it on Steam for pretty cheap now.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna have to get that. But the new one also that came out, where it's a little bit more loose with with us playing the characters in there, our own individual new characters. That's like a better direction.
Yeah, I mean, people come in and they do the training, and if they want to become a Ghostbuster, I mean, that would be cool to see that in a movie, not just in a video game. That would be pretty cool.
That would be hysterical watching them going through the steps on becoming a Ghostbuster, like a drill team, and of course you got the ones that are they drop out, or and then you get you get that core done, and you get the 4 that's going to be the new team, and that'd be absolutely hysterical to watch. I mean, like Police Academy type of thing.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, you're not using the beam quite right and stuff.
Exactly. you cross the beam and the guys, all covered in the soot and all that. The hair is blowing back.
We're going to need some new Ghostbusters. They bring in some women, they bring in some men, and then they go through the trials, and then they have to go out there on a real mission and fight ghosts. So I mean, it could work. I don't know why it couldn't.
I think it really would. I know. I mean, I keep on thinking that Ghostbusters Extreme series. I mean, I didn't see much of that show, but what I saw, I liked. Of course, the real Ghostbusters is a classic.
Yeah, and they had an episode where the original Ghostbusters teamed back up in Extreme Ghostbusters, which brought back the original voice actors.
Mm-hmm. Did Lorenzo Music come back for that one?
I was going to say it might have been minus Lorenzo.
Okay,
but let me check real quick.
Yeah, I mean that was the biggest crime that Bill Murray didn't want him to continue doing that voice. I don't want my character to sound like Garfield. So what happens? Like 20 years later, who's playing Garfield? Bill Murray. It's like, come on, Bill. Lorenzo Music and his how he's able to do his rest of the soul, by the way, those voice inflections and all that. It really got the character. I thought that it wasn't Bill Murray, but it was the character. It was the character, and I love that.
Yeah, it showed that he actually listened to how Bill Murray delivered his lines and was doing his best to make sure that his Peter Venkman sounded like Bill Murray's Peter Venkman.
Yeah, it was the spirit of Peter Venkman was alive with that. So I don't know. That's one thing I have to sit back and, it's like, Bill, please, honestly.
No, unfortunately, it was Dave Coulier.
Okay. I mean, and nothing against the guy who took over. I mean, he had to take over, but Werner Music was definitely the better of the two. And I don't mean the besmirch Coulier at all. I don't. It's not. Let's hammer on that poor guy. Hammer on Bill Murray.
So we do have the weekend box office. Let me pull it back.
Oh, he's got the box office. Yay.
Yep.
About time. They responded to your nasty little letter saying, you don't, come on, where is it?
No, I just went to other sources when my main source didn't have it. It's like, fine, I'll check the other sources and see who has it and who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as I say sources, but here I am, just a regular fan of movies, television, and game, talking about this stuff that we care about.
He does have sources, guys. Secret ones.
This is by Rebecca Rubin, and it says Ghostbusters Frozen Empire leads box office with 45 million debut. That still seems rather low.
Yeah.
And here's why I'm saying it. Because right now you have some people that are going on spring break.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In fact, the weather's so bad down in Florida, they're going home early. So, hey, what better to go to the movie?
I mean, considering they had a budget of, according to this, 100 million. So.
And, in this day and age, 100 million isn't that much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No, when you consider all the promotion that they have to do for the film and
yeah. So they might be able to make their money back.
Mm-hmm. And that's just the United States. We don't have worldwide, at least yet.
Right.
No, not yet. And it says Ghostbusters Frozen Empire ruled over the domestic box office and arrived on the higher end of expectations. The latest installment in Sony's supernatural comedy series, I wouldn't say it was ever a comedy series. They had comedy in there, but I would never specifically classify it as a comedy. Horror comedy, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, well, supernatural horror. I mean,
right. I mean, there's comedy in there, but there's also like some good drama. There's some actual stuff that goes wrong and it's scary, like as it should be, like the refrigerator in the first one.
Yeah, but the funny thing about it is, even though some of those scary moments were funny, even though they're scaring you. I mean, I guess I myself personally would put comedy in there because, when you got those guys, all they're doing it, the one-liners, Bill Murray, this man has no dick and such like that. I mean, cats and dogs living together. I mean, but yeah, you did have a lot of that suspense, supernatural horror, all that. I guess that for me, I looked at it as a nice gumbo, like stone soup, where you put the stone in there and you start adding it, and it came out right. So you had the comedy, you had the horror, you had the supernatural, you had the science fiction, you had the action, you had the drama.
You had some drama, right? Exactly.
Right. I mean, this film, I think Ghostbusters had everything in it, which is why one of the reasons why it was so successful. And I think it's really hard to categorize it. It really is.
I think
it's just a good film.
It is, and it'll never be duplicated.
No,
you can try, but you're never going to duplicate the exact recipe that was in that film.
Well, I'm going to be harsher. Yeah, I'm going to be harsher. Ghostbusters too. I mean,
it tried.
Yeah, it's a fun
and
film.
It didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was still fun to watch and all that, but it just didn't have.
It was decent. Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I just want to sit back and say one thing to Animos there. Yeah, between when T2 was done back in 92 or so, and now, 100 million back then was a lot more money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That it was 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it says that Frozen Empire debuted in 4,345 North American theaters. Earlier in the weekend, Frozen Empire looked like it would top out with 42 million, but estimates were revised up after a bigger than expected Sunday at the international box office. The film ignited a tepid 16.4 million from 25 markets for a global start of 61 million.
Mm-hmm.
Still, those domestic ticket sales are just barely ahead of its 2021 predecessor, Ghostbusters Afterlife, which earned 44 million to start while the box office was deep in pandemic recovery mode. It's a sign that the 30-year-old franchise, it's 40 years old this year, Variety, get it straight.
Yeah. Maybe they're being kind to people like me that don't want to think of it being 40 years old. Oh,
No,
God,
I think
my
they got
phone's shaking up.
some of their information wrong.
I know. I was trying to be nice. But you're a schmuck. Come on, get it right. You're Variety, for crying out loud. Rebecca.
The 40-year-old franchise, I'll say it correctly, hasn't expanded constitutes. It hasn't expanded itself beyond the original aging core fans of the business. Well, geez, thanks for kicking me in the balls, Rebecca.
Kick him in the balls.
More.
It was
Rochambeau time.
Like
I may be an aging member of the franchise, but if it wasn't for 6-year-olds like me back in '84, Ghostbusters probably wouldn't be the thing it became because of me, my parents, and so many other kids and their parents, grandparents.
Man,
yeah. I was lucky. I saw it in one of the older theaters in Brainerd, Minnesota. So it wasn't one of those multiplex where the screens are smaller. It was the big screen, literally. And it's like, whoa! It blew me out of the water.
We need to. There needs to be backlash against Variety. they're
so smug and arrogant when they're writing their articles too.
They are. Yes. Mm-hmm. They are very smug, you know.
Oh, please don't let them write my obituary, please. He was nothing to look at. Very hairy, but
I was just going to bring that up when we were reading Paulie's article when
he's not much to look at.
His actor passed away, and I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but
yeah, I am too, because I'm part of the old aging fans.
Yeah, that was horrible.
But it says that this one cost $100 million to produce and many millions more to the market. It'll need to far outgross Afterlife, $204 million globally against a $75 million budget to justify its price tags, and cinema operators get to keep roughly 50% of revenues. Sony expects the movie to benefit from spring break. Really? I'm sorry. But Frozen Empire will face steep competition next weekend from Godzilla Con, the new Empire, which I saw the trailer for, and I'm sorry, I'm not excited for that.
No, me either.
Critics and audiences were mixed on the sequel, which landed a 43% on Rotten Tomatoes. Why are we still using Rotten Tomatoes as the bar for all movies?
Well, you know, the X-Men 97 was the first time ever on Rotten Tomatoes to get a 100% score. Does that mean anything? I don't know, but
I don't know.
I really don't know if it means anything, but
speak for yourself, Anonymous.
No, Anonymous is right. It's us aging fans that still have the money that we'll still put money into a franchise that we love as long as the product is good.
Yep.
Right. Well, that's the important thing. We want to be entertained. We don't want member berries. When we go in there, we want our member berry is to get lost in the fact that this has the feel.
Well, don't
look at this.
overdo
Look
it.
at that.
Like, oh, there's a few things. Oh, that's cool, but then stop. Don't
Right.
go.
Oh, I mean, there's a difference between nods to
exactly
the original to using that as the main basis of it. You know.
Probably.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, probably.
They're about as reputable as Mary Sue.
I'm not going to read the rest of this article, but yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
No. And I do believe it was Rebecca Rubin who wrote the article about Paulie's actor when he passed away, saying he was nothing to look at. It's like, what does that have anything to do with his acting ability?
That was outrageous. I like, really, Variety, you should know better.
Well, I kind of feeling the same thing there too, because just the way the smug writing in this was just almost seemed like the same one for that obituary. So it's like, yeah.
And if I'm wrong, then it was some other smug writer. But you know, when you read one smug article, they all start blending together.
That's true. Are we time for memes for this after this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to give you your cue.
See, I try to be as best as possible on that, on there. So boom, let me make that big. So we need fanfare for this. Why don't we have fanfare? We need fanfare.
I'll look for fanfare music that's not copyrighted.
In fact, here we go. There we go. Fair music. Baron Orman Tagge's Meme Madness. You have not been asking for it, but I'm still here with it. So when we're talking about, of course, AIs, we were talking about AIs, member berries. Why are they doing this? But Paramount, I do have a secret leak. Paramount is planning to be doing some rebooting in the Star Trek universe, especially with how, even though they want to cry about this STD, remember, it is being canceled, and they know they need to try to grab us old, aging fans again. So here's a look at what they're proposing for a new Star Trek series. It is, of course, going back to the original Star Trek, but using AI, they're going to be putting people like Patrick Stewart in as the captain, of course, looking noble there, which, of course, will make Phil McCracken very happy. And look at that. Look at it's not quite William Shatner toupee, but he's got that toupee. Look at that weave. Of course, we can't forget the having the ever present first officer, Jonathan Frakes, as of course Commander Riker. There we go. I'm not feeling too good. Can I go down to sick bay, please? Can I go down to sick bay?
Baron, you were just down there.
Yeah, I'm going to go down there again. It's like how many times a day do you visit Dr. Crusher until the pain goes away? So yeah. The doctor, of course, we're going to push in, of course, the Klingon. We're going to have to make, of course, he had problems with some of the makeup and all that. So this is to make sure that Michael Dorn at least doesn't have that makeup issue at all. Of course, you got to bring in Marina Sirtis. Of course, we got to have our empath on there. Tasha Yar. I mean, it's the appropriate red shirt. So is she going to make it through the series this time? We don't know. And of course, we can't forget we need to have Wesley. So they found an actor who has higher acting quality credits than Will Wheaton. So,
wow.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm going to go ahead and play a certain clip.
Okay.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, and of course, we can't forget that we need to have that ever present. So we can't have Trelane, so we're going to have Q come back. So that is our look at the new Star Trek series coming out that they're proposing to the Paramount Plus. They're really needing to have a hit off of this one. Now, of course, there's a new game coming out. It's a fighting game. It's the Waffle House fighting game. Looking for a fight, head to that arena. Plenty of others looking for one as well. So you better train up. This is going to be, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul level of entertainment. So I hope everyone will enjoy this new game coming out. Now, those of you who play, the Zelda games there, this is what Link would look like with his hair. And yeah, I mean, it's Bobby Hill. Bobby Hill. Yeah. Did I destroy the illusion, people? I hope I did. Now, here we got to tip a hat, though, to a legend. And exactly, they told Peter Cushing he could be anything, so he did become a legend. Remember, this guy was a badass before Chuck Norris. I mean, he took out vampires and other monsters. He blew up planets. I mean, Peter Cushing, we miss you. Of course, this is me in history class when I was a kid. The Ottoman Empire. It's like, and I think it'd be, if we had an empire run by otters, I think it'd be a good empire. I don't know about you, but I like otters. Well, Warhammer 40K is going to a new level. Looks like they're getting the Simpson treatment, and look what we got here. We have Heidi Diddly-Ho, Creatorinos. Good old Ned Flanders as a Black Templar Space Marine, and expect a lot of blood. God, I wonder if Homer is chaos. I don't know. So everyone wants to know about Cash's interest here. The Derbyshire Police have just promoted Rachel Swan to the position of Chief Constable, and there she is. I mean, Vashti Stampede, Chief Constable of Derbyshire.
Bash the woman.
Yeah, there we go. So it's going to be an interesting time in that police force. So now everybody was asking, who is that woman that wants to have Cash put his change in her piggy bank? There it is.
No, I don't think so.
Remember this. This is not necessarily me, but remember this from the Drew Carey show? Sure. How cool is it that you had Ryan Stiles as Jakar, and they had a Babylon 5 convention in that episode? That leads it to new levels. See, that's a level you got to step up to their Cash. Look at that.
I guess maybe I do.
Yeah. Of course, we got that new game coming out. Indiana Jones. There it is. There's the creative team working at it. Be afraid. Be very afraid. And my apologies to Punk Waddle. This isn't me, but this is why you got to keep away from people like Snorter Poopus, and the Penguins don't get along. But just because you're famous doesn't mean you're a good person. Boom. I mean, that's the adventures of Hard Truth Polar Bear, Snorter Poopus Q Bar, and Punk Waddle. I'm sorry, Punk Waddle. Marvel's got a new comic coming out, movie coming out, a new hero coming into the Marvel universe. It is Waffle House Girl, and that'll keep Phil McCracken's Peter puttering. I tell you right there. Now, you think you had a bad day? You think you had a bad day? There's a lot of questions. I don't know if I want any answers.
I wrecked him and damn near killed him.
Yeah,
sure.
Gonna have explosively good time for that guy. Woo! Who on earth? Of course, sessions of in the Parliament has been started, of course, and of course, like us, sometimes they start out with the prayer, and look who they had come out and do the starting prayer for the House of Commons. It was, of course, our own Father Jack. Drink feck us. Yeah, amen.
Gosh.
It looks like Mario. What happened to Mario? It's scary when he does look like Ron Jeremy. Is there something we should know, Nintendo? Is there something we should know? And speaking of which, remember this, the Red Green show? I mean, I remember the Red Green show. Look at that. That's great. Red Green and his cousin, or nephew, I mean. There we go. I still say that is the best live action Mario ever. We miss you, Captain Lou. 2 legends and a hack. Look at that. 2 captains. Captain Sheridan and Captain Kirk. And Ensign Ricky. You can walk off there, Ensign Ricky, but I saw that picture and just Shatner and Bruce Boxleitner standing together. That's universes colliding. And being that I had to put that out there because it's his birthday, and of course Marvel was kind enough to do this for William Shatner on his birthday. World's finest. And you know what? Mr. Shatner, you are the finest. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what Paramount says. I don't care what George or Willie Boy says. Man, you are the king. You're the legend. And it's not just because you were Captain Kirk. It's because of who you are. Happy 93. And please keep going. Keep going, man. We need you. So that's my meme madness that nobody has asked for.
And there's a reason why Wonder Woman is smiling.
Oh, yeah. It's not just Green Girls, no. And look at Hot Girl, too. I mean, she was kind of smiling there. Oliver Queen was looking a little dejected in the back there. So I wonder what happened with Black Canary. But that's beside the point.
All right.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Yes, happy birthday, Mr. Shatner.
Yes.
Thank you for everything you've done in the world of entertainment. And God bless you, sir.
God bless you. And the only reason why I call him Bill is because of his documentary, Call Me Bill. But yeah, it's Mr. Shatner. It is Mr. Shatner until he tells me personally, which I don't think will ever happen because I fear I'll never get to meet the man. But he's still a legend, man. He's a legend. Living legend.
I would still love to get to meet him.
Me too. Gotta go to that Ticonderoga or whatever it's called out there that they have on the sets, Colley's sets that he has. He brings Shatner out almost every birthday or so, but I can only imagine how much that costs.
I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
But by a show of hands, how many of you are fans of the Boondock Saints? Because according to this article by Mike Fleming Jr., the Boondock Saints are back. Norman Reedus, Sean Patrick Flannery return as Boston Vigilantes as Thunder Road and Dragonfly films take reins. And this was posted on the 1st of this month. It says exclusive. The rebirth of the 1999 cult favorite film, The Boondock Saints, is upon us. Thunder Road, the producer behind the John Wick films, has stepped in and joined rights holder Dragonfly Films to make what they are calling a universe expansion of the action film franchise about the fraternal twin Irish brothers who raise holy hell to rid their Boston hometown of all criminals. In the current configuration, Troy Duffy will step aside as director after creating and helming the original and the 2009 sequel, The Boondock Saints, All Saints Day. Both films starred The Walking Dead's Norman Reedus and Sean Patrick Flannery as the McManus brothers, with Billy Connolly playing their father. Reedus and Flannery will reprise their roles, and the search is on for a new director. Duffy plans to write a series of books about the Saints, continuing their story that way. There might be a renaissance going on for these action franchises, with Amazon expecting big streaming returns beginning today on the Doug Liman and Joel Silver reinvention of Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal. Roadhouse.
Why? Again, another one they don't need to.
I don't know. And even when people say, "Oh, that trailer looks good," I'm like, don't get sucked into this stuff. It's not necessary. A lot of this stuff's never necessary. Let's reboot this. Let's do this.
Well, and as I always sat back and said about trailers, you can have trailers that are great trailers and make a turd look good and
That's
drag you in. And then you have a trailer that they did a horse hockey job on, and but the movie's great, and but people don't see it because it's like the trailers are bad. Trailers can make and break.
Indeed, they can. Producing our Thunder Road films, Basil Iwanek, I probably said that wrong, Erica Lee, and Dragonfly's Todd Myers and Peter D. Graves, along with Sean Reddick and Yvette Yates. Reddick for Impossible Dream Entertainment, Troy Duffy, and Don Carmody, or Commodi, I'm not exactly sure how that's pronounced. Sorry about that. Also produced Ritas Flannery, Charlie Morrison, and Joanne Colonna. Will executive produce. Nat McCormick of The Exchange is also an executive producer. It says Thunder Road produced the John Wick films and prequel series, The Continental, and just opened Dev's Patel action film, Monkey Man, to rapturous reaction at South by Southwest. Next up is Wiki Universe spinoff, The Ballerina, directed by Len Wiseman and starring Anna de Armas and Keanu Reeves. Whoa.
Yeah. Bogus.
There was an attempt several years ago to pre-sell at AFM a Sane sequel, one that had Duffy as director, but this is the way they've decided to go. The original film had a backstory as rich as the film. Duffy was a bartender with a hot script, and Harvey Weinstein famously offered to buy the bar. Jay Sloan's as part of the deal. It never actually happened. The project became a free agent, but attempts to set it up were hobbled by the Columbine High School shooting. Of course, I know there are a lot of us who still remember that day. When we were given the opportunity to help bring the McManus brothers back to the screen, we jumped at the chance. The unique possibility of building on the iconic mythology and characters for all the longtime fans of the series, as well as opening it up to a whole new generation, is one that we couldn't be more excited about. Said Iwanek. Again, I probably mispronounced that. I do apologize. From the moment I saw the first film, it has been my dream to be able to add to the amazing story of the Boondock Saints. I've been in discussions with Sean Patrick Flannery and Norman Reedus for over 10 years to bring this dream to a reality, said Dragonfly's Myers. Said Reedus, I'm thrilled to be working alongside Basil Iwanek's Thunder Road and Todd Myers' Dragonfly films to bring more of the story of the Boondock Saints to audiences. I can't wait for everyone to see what we have long been working toward. We are pressing on without our longtime friend and captain Troy Duffy on this one. He has decided He has decided to write a Boondock Saints book series, and I can't wait to read it. Said Flannery, Basil, and Todd are the perfect partners to bust the brothers out of prison. With Basil and Todd at the helm, this will be the best Saints yet. So now it's time for the brothers to break out the peacoats, reload, and get back to work. Duffy's deal was brokered by original artist and Rosenlaw Group, is what it finishes out with. I mean, it's been so long since I watched the original Boondock Saints.
Yeah,
I gotta watch it one of these days.
I'd have to watch it again. I don't even remember if I watched all of it, but I think I might have. But I agree, it's been a long time, so I would be interested in watching it again. It's just,
it's one of those that's in the peripheral vision of pop culture. I mean, there's
Yeah.
stuff that was iconic in that movie that people know of, but honestly, how many people did see it? And it's not a slight. This isn't a slight, by the way. But know of it because of those iconic imagery that the film came out with. And yeah, I need to sit down and watch it, honestly. I do. And yeah, I mean, it's a shame that that little situation in Colorado that people put on there. It's like, no, these kids were disturbed individuals.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, you can't go out there and start throwing all this stuff as the cause of it. It's like these kids were like they needed some serious help that they never got. And again, this is fantasy. This is Hollywood. These movies are worlds of fantasies, even if it's in a docudrama. It's still a bit of a fantasy. We can go in there. We can point out all the things that are wrong. We look at Napoleon. A lot of the historical stuff they had wrong in there. Braveheart.
Yes.
Yeah, Braveheart. Don't look at Braveheart as a documentary on William Wallace. It's very highly fictitious. But don't start thinking that these fiction, the worlds of fiction, because someone or a couple people get lost. I mean, they tried to blame Taxi Driver for the Reagan attempt, and what Helter Skelter for Chucky, go Chucky and his little things that he was doing. Again, these things have impact. Unfortunately, sometimes somebody takes something a little all the way, but there's a lot more than just one film that pushes people over the edge.
Exactly.
And I'm actually surprised we're able to get away with saying a certain name on there, Mr. Harvey himself. I mean, it shows. Yeah, the man was a talent on knowing what was out there, but he was a scumbag.
Right.
He was.
There were people
still
protecting him for a number of years, and then like, no, I can't believe this. It's like,
yeah, right. Oprah, right? Oprah. Yeah.
Hillary Clinton. You go down the list.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of bad things you could sit back and start pointing at. But look at Boondock saying they had Harvey involved and blah blah blah. It's like, you know what? Screw that. Look at the people that actually did it. The actors, actresses, the writers, stuff like that, and what they brought forward. So let's skip the negativity of what the first film. People tried to dump on that first film.
Yeah. And moving on to our next story. Are you guys ready for the never-ending story?
I do have that lawsuit out because the first film came to an end and it's a never-ending story, and I'm sorry, I'm suing. It had an ending to it. They lied to me. Lied.
What are we gonna do with Cash?
He's not talking to me, so don't ask him.
Yeah, right. Sure. I don't know.
That's why I'm asking, because
I mean,
you guys
it's just
are quote
it's
unquote
just,
not talking.
Right, sure. Yeah, no, the never-ending story. I mean, gosh, when was the last time I even watched that movie? It must have been years ago. Jeez.
It's been. I can go into the area of decades. Hate to say it, but decades.
And real quick, hello to Leia Rose.
Hello,
Leia.
Leia.
Hello to Cash Money. And she also says hello to Baron Orman Tagge. She also said hello to me. Good to see you, Leia.
Yeah, and she is the president and sole member. Yeah, president sole member of the Film McCracken fan club too. Just got that out there. So, but yeah, I hope you're having a good time there. Yeah, good to see you.
And real quick, which one of you two gentlemen would like to read the story?
Ugh. Go ahead, Baron. I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get it up. Okay.
I'll put in the private chat to be easier for you, Baron.
Well. Okay. I was just going through the. Like you always tell me we have the in the description. So
Yeah.
Okay. So let me get this all put up here. So this is from Variety by Alex Reitman. I think we've talked had articles from him before. I don't know if he's as bad as Rebecca, but we'll find out here, shan't we? So the story goes that the Neverending Story is getting a new film series adapted from Slow Horse's banner, Seesaw. And this is an exclusive to Variety, by the way. So, Falkor flies again. What a way to start. The Neverending Story, the beloved fantasy novel from late German author Michael Ende. I hope I said that right. Now, we ask permission, forgiveness, because English is not our first language, by the way. But we try to do the best job. That was famously adapted into a cult 1984 film. Again, 1984. Look at all the films that
40
came
years
out.
ago.
40 years ago. Look at all the movies that came out at that time. Mm-hmm. I mean, is being
Karate Kid.
Yeah, Karate Kid. There we go. Star Trek 3. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Great year. Is being revived for the big screen once more with a new joint venture partnership between Michael Ende Productions and prestige tastemakers Seesaw Films, bringing the world of Fantastica back to the cinema over multiple live-action films. So it's not going to be one, folks. I guess my lawsuit scared them. The news brings to an end the race for one of the hottest fantasy properties yet to be tapped for modern audiences.
It doesn't need to be.
Right.
Modern audiences. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Well, they said for modern audiences, not tailored to. So, but let's see what else they have to say. You know how it goes. Variety hears that Ende's estate had been fielding interest from across the globe over the last few years, including from studios and streamers. Seesaw is no stranger to adapting well-known literature for screen, having been behind features including Lion and The Power of the Dog, and recent TV hits Heartstoppers and Slow Horses. Has now teamed with Michael Ende Production. By the way, I've never heard any of that stuff, but besides the point, to develop and produce the films. The new partnership has been granted the Never-Ending Story rights by Ende's executor, Dr. Wolf Adeta van Granu. Sorry.
What?
And Ian Kenan and Emily Sherman will produce for Seesaw alongside Roman Hach and Ralph Gotzman for Michael Ende Productions. First published in 1979, The Neverending Story became a bestseller in Germany and would be translated into 45 languages. Unfortunately, one of them wasn't ours. The three of us. Selling millions of copies worldwide. At the center of the story is the awkward but imaginative child, Bastian Balthazar Bucks, who, while escaping from bullies, discovers the mysterious book, The Neverending Story, about the heroic... thank you. And his mission to save the magical realm of Fantastica. Did I say it's been decades since I've seen this film? A world of dragons, giants, vast kingdoms, and deadly swamps. And its ruler, the childlike empress, from being destroyed by forces known as the Nothing. But the more he reads, the more Bastian realizes he's not simply an uninvolved spectator, and he soon finds himself transported to Fantastica himself, flying atop the luck dragon Falkor, which looks like a Chinese, one of the Asian type dragons, which was kind of refreshing, to be honest. The story is both timely and timeless, and really has an opportunity to be told in a fresh way, said Canning, speaking to Variety from the offices of the Neverending Story literary agent AVN in Munich, Deutschland.
Yep.
How many times do we have to sit back and okay, never mind. And part of the specialness of the book is that you can go back to it at different ages in your life and find different levels of meaning. So how wonderful that we have this opportunity to do a fresh perspective that will have new layers and meanings. We just believe that
I
every
bet.
generation deserves their own journey into Fantastica.
This whole thing about opportunity to do a fresh perspective that will have new layers and meanings. We've seen how that has gone in entertainment.
Well, as long as those meanings and stuff are out of the book. Right?
If they're out of the book. But that usually is not the case, Baron, as
I
we've
know.
seen before. But look, maybe we're wrong on this, but history doesn't help us out.
I know exactly what you mean. I just was trying to have that little ray of hope, but I'm siding with you, Cash, on that. But let's hope. Cross fingers, toes, and what other appendages that you're able to cross. We won't go there, Animas. We've been completely overwhelmed with interest from the television and film industry in recent years, added Gossman, the AVA exec who works with Michael Endy Production alongside Endy's longstanding editor and curator, state curator. We already know. You already told us. But it was only about
how many times do you have to repeat it in the same article?
I don't know. I feel like a broken record. Okay. But it was only about 4 to 5 years ago when we felt it was right to go back to Fantastica with new, fresher attention. So then we looked at hundreds and hundreds of requests and just thought, let's see if we find a potential partner amongst them that's so compelling that they make us jump into the boat with them and go on this crazy adventure. But we knew we had to do it right and find the right partner. And luckily, Seesaw was amongst them. God, I hope they're absolutely
look for the right partner jumping into the boat with them. But what if this whole project actually ends up sinking?
Do you guys think, though, with a lot of these media, that they could cut down some of these articles? That it feels like the words they want to try to make themselves look more important than they are. I don't know. That's just my feeling.
Well, Cash, remember, I mean, you're kind of knowledgeable in the industry too. They have to have their word count, and when you have a lot of nothing, you do a lot of this. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, so far, what I've been reading, this story doesn't need to be this long.
No,
it's a straightforward story.
And I was just going to say, if you want to stop reading it here, you can, because I'm looking ahead. It doesn't look like there's anything that's really
London, Sydney-based company.
Well, I think the last part here is like it's this last paragraph here. This paragraph where Seesaw Neverending Story, a much bigger, more elaborate piece of material than it's used to handling, marks the step up for the London, Sydney-based company, first founded in 2008 and made famous in 2011 with this Oscar-winning The King's Speech, adapted from the late David Seidler. Yeah, so I just wanted to end it. I figured ending it there would be fine because we are dealing with the fact that that was such a good film. It was.
Oh God, it was a great movie. Yeah.
I mean, I remember my sister and I renting the movie multiple times.
Yeah. And I know it got heat because they dared, have the king cussing, but the thing is that was based off of actual historical. It was important to have that. In
Oh, it was
the frustration. Yeah, the frustration he was having.
Yes.
Going through this situation. I'm going to a lot. I don't know why, because maybe my brain's not working. No, but it was a very, very, very important aspect of that film. And I mean, if there's a plus in how they did that movie, maybe we have hope, because they kept that true to the King's story with his speech.
Well, it's just, how many people still remember that story? I mean, it's been too many years for me to. So what is this? I guess this is basically a reboot, a retelling, a sequel, some kind of.
I would say it's more of a retelling, especially if they're going to make it for modern audiences.
Well,
we already know what that entails whenever they put in the word modern audience.
Okay. Well, I'm going to throw. I'm going to be a little devil's advocate. They didn't say they're going to make it for it. They're going to introduce it to.
Okay.
which is two different wordings.
Right.
Right. We
true,
want to
but
bring the story to the next generation. And I'm hoping
I
that's
still
what
have
you're
my
meaning.
reservations about it.
As you should.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That, but I'm just bringing that in. And again, what also is variety with the word salad going there, because Animas is going with the code words. Well, I found a lot of the code words was variety, right?
Right.
And I do want to sit back, guys. I don't want to be a negative Nelly. I don't want to be. I read that when I read that, it goes, okay, bringing it to a modern audience, not tailoring it for modern audience.
Right.
I think that I'm hoping that's a big tell. But yes, Mike and Animas and others, my thoughts go that direction. But you really need to have a little bit of hope. So let's see, especially with the fact that the King's speech, just on that alone, the quality that was. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope. But yeah, it's scary. It's scary.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not bashing anybody who is going to sit back and say it is scary, because it is. I am there, but I just wanted to throw that little thing just by the fact reading the story, because I do like to read through there and see what's being written and how it's being written, and at least when they say when the people who are involved with it saying we want to bring it to a modern audience.
It's different to
it's
for a modern audience,
right. And I'm hoping that those are very important words. So that's all. But yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting on world standard glasses here, folks. I haven't become soft.
Well,
do you want me to do this next one, or
Cash, you can do it.
You got it, Baron. I guess let me pull it up. Where is this?
I put it in the private chat.
Yeah, it's
All
the private
right.
chat, man.
Let's see. I'll read some of this. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Stuff.
So before Cash starts, we will have to do this.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Reading things. That's what
you know what really grinds my gears? When Mike puts me on the spot.
Yeah, Mike wanted to put me on the spot. All right, let's see.
That's why I had to do that, man. That's why I had to do that.
That's good.
That was for you. My respect to you.
All right.
Even though we're not talking.
Yes, if I get some of these names wrong, like we do sometimes, make sure I correct myself so I can.
We will.
Yes. Oh, yes. We will. All right. Geek Tyrant. I haven't read anything from Geek Tyrant in a while. Yeah. A script for a Happy Gilmore sequel has been written. So this article comes from Joey Power. Is that his Power? I think it's pronounced.
I've said Par.
Is it Par? It might be Par.
I'm not sure.
We're gonna get it.
Oh, it's Par. Remember Jack Parr? Jack Parr.
Right,
yeah. From the Tonight Show, so it's Par. Yeah.
It's Par. Got it. Okay. So it looks like we might actually be getting a sequel to Adam Sandler's classic 1996 golf comedy Happy Gilmore. Christopher McDonald, who played Shooter McGavin in the original movie, recently offered an update confirming that a script has been written. All right. So McDonald was a guest. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
No, just yay.
Yay. All right. McDonald was a guest on Cleveland's 92.3 The Fan radio show, and that's where he revealed, I saw Adam about 2 weeks ago, and he says to me, McDonald, you're going to love this. I said, what? He says, I'm about that, and he shows me the first draft of Happy Gilmore 2. McDonald continued, maybe you should cut that out of this audio because I don't want to be a liar, but he did show me that, and I thought, well, that would be awesome. So it's in the works. Fans demand it. Damn it. Do we demand it, guys?
But are they?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing anybody saying, yeah, I'd love to see a sequel to Happy Gilmore.
Where is all the buzz about people saying that they wanted to see a sequel? That's what I want to know. I don't really understand, but that people are excited. He's a quality actor. McDonald is a quality actor, but the thing is, the way it ended was fine. Why do we need a sequel after all these years to Happy Gilmore? All right, let's see.
Well, just to say, so far, this being this far into the story, it sounds like this is testing the waters thing. That no, there isn't a family action, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say anything. There's something in this in the works, which means can be anything. Right. I'm typing on my typewriter. It's in the works.
Exactly.
That this could be a litmus test to see if there is an interest. So,
yep, that's pretty. Oh, go ahead. You're going to say something.
I'm just going to say I have a sneaky feeling that there really isn't one. I don't, I haven't heard anybody say, "Hey, we need a new one."
Me either, man. Right, exactly. That's pretty exciting to hear. Back in 2021, Sandler and McDonald did an interview with the Golf Channel, and when they asked about a sequel, Sandler said he would be into the idea, saying it has not been discussed, but it certainly has been discussed on the internet. And believe me, that the senior tour idea, it would be so amazing. Who's been discussing it, Sandler? I really want. Have you guys seen any kind of buzz for this? They've been discussing it on the internet. What, 5 people? I don't really understand where he's coming from with this. And look, Adam Sandler, he's especially recently in his career has done some really good films, but he also does some stinkers too that you go,
why? Well, I know what you mean. I mean, I'm probably one of the few people that actually like Pixels. I had fun with Pixels. But
I've never watched that, dude. Never watched that one. Yeah.
Well,
or Bedtime Stories. I haven't really watched that either.
No. Well, the thing is, I think I went into Pixels with the right attitude. It's like, okay, just shut the mind off and enjoy some stupid fun,
Okay. Yep.
That's all.
Cool.
Back to you, Cash.
All right. The host then asked Sandler and McDonald if they were both in and if they could announce that project had been greenlit. McDonald gave a thumbs up. Sandler replied, yes, you can greenlight this. Yes, I'm in. I would love to do it. Everyone's been screaming for it, like Adam said on the internet. And, I just got to say it would be a complete blast. The senior tour with us two, oh my God. The film does not have an official green light yet, but with the script written, the project is one step closer to getting made. A Happy Gilmore sequel would be a lot of fun. It'd be fun to watch. It'd be fun to catch up with these characters and see what they're up to. Would it? I don't get this stuff because, would it? I don't get it.
What are they going to do? Have them fight Drew?
What are they going to do?
Exactly. The price is wrong, Drew.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. He did, Padawannabe. He did do that short. The Happy Golf Drive in a short. Yep. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And he did that one with Bob Barker where he was in the hospital and stuff when Bob Barker was still alive. I don't know who's demanding this. I don't like when people are like, well, it's been demanded on the internet. Where is it? Am I missing something? Because I think we would see it if people have been talking about it. Okay, how many people, Sandler, McDonald? How many people?
Well, you figure amongst our group, because we have a diverse group of people that like these films and such.
Yeah,
you'd think that someone that we know. Well, I mean, Mike's been known he likes it and all that, but I haven't heard. Again, I haven't heard a dang thing until now.
Yep.
Hey, about a new film. But again, we go to the one statement. How many scripts are written that have never been made?
Yeah, I know. I don't get it. Like, it's not, Phil, you're funny, man. It's not that it's so upsetting. It's just weird and ridiculous. It's not like this stuff should ever ruin your life, but it's like,
no.
Once again, it's just like, Naked Guns coming back with Liam Neeson. These things don't need to happen. They just don't. There's a certain chemistry already. And of course, Carl Weathers, brought so much to that movie, even though he died in it, but it was still fun. Alligator. But this is like a one.
I could see
thing.
this movie being straight to Netflix because of the deal that Adam Sandler.
Right.
I don't know if it's still going on, but he did at one point have a deal with Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that Awful 8 or something like that, or I can't remember. He did cowboy spoof film for
Despicable 8 or something.
Despicable, yeah. See, and see how memorable it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, my favorite Adam Sandler movies are, of course, Happy Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's
I like that one a lot.
Billy Madison.
Yeah, I still
and
enjoy that.
there's Big Daddy. Those are my 3 favorite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still like him in Punch Drunk Love, I think it's called. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Men, Women, and Children, where he did more drama. He definitely has branched out a lot, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't see how this would be a good sequel. You got if they really want to do it.
Again, why? Why?
Yeah, what is Shooter come back after all these years and we're going to have this tournament? What's going to happen now? I just
right.
Yeah.
It comes right down to it. It's like enough.
What are the stakes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with Anonymous. Dropping the pass to squeeze a few coins out of your wallet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give us more money. It's like, but we don't need a sequel to this. I mean, you can go down the list. Even Airplane didn't need a sequel, but whatever.
No. Airplane.
Caddyshack definitely didn't need a sequel.
Well, yeah. Well, I would sit back and say if Airplane 2 was done by the Zucker brothers and they continue on spoofing the other disaster airplane films, it probably would have been good.
Good point.
But this wasn't done by the Zuckers. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why that flopped. I mean, they went ahead and did the Naked Guns movies based off the Police Squad series, which, in my humble opinion, probably an unpopular take, I thought the TV show was far better. But still, they were able to get 3 films out of it and be respectable about it. And it all depends on who's doing it and what the premise is. And really, honestly, Happy Gilmore, of all things, no, I mean, it's not a slight, it's not an insult, especially But again, I haven't heard anything.
Right.
I haven't heard anybody out there going, "I want another one." No.
Where is all this hype that those guys are talking about?
Right.
I haven't seen anybody on Twitter clamoring for a sequel to Happy Gilmore.
Exactly.
If
we
anything,
have to put out a
hear
poll.
people talk about how much fun they have when they're watching Happy Gilmore. Yes. They're not asking for a sequel to it.
No.
Mm-hmm. And
that'd be like having a sequel to Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, they don't need that either.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is having those little shorts is one thing. The little shorts are nice, little, quick, fun returns, but it's not a basis for a movie. How can you keep this going for an hour and a half?
In most cases, you can't.
No. So, yeah, come on. Let's get. I think it's safe to say most of Adam Sandler films are one and dones, right? Yeah, which is nothing wrong with that.
It's fine.
Nothing's wrong with one and done, right? And that's what keeps them. It's like Citizen Kane. That's a one and done. You don't need a sequel.
No, you can't do a sequel to Citizen Kane.
Our remake,
try, but ugh.
Oh no! Bite your tongue, Cash.
I know, but if they were idiots, they would try and they would fail miserably. You can't. These movies are also, especially at the time they were made, you have to have certain chemistry. It's just like they thought it was a good idea to bring back the Pink Panther, and it's like, look, some of those older Pink Panther movies are not as funny as other ones, but still, you have to have the certain chemistry. It doesn't. You can't just put Steve Martin in there and Beyonce and think it's going to be some kind of hit. I don't know if those did well or not. I'd have to look.
Peter Sellers and Herbert Lom together,
and Kevin Kline was in the new one too. I remember.
No, I'm talking about the original.
Yeah, the original.
Peter Sellers and Herbert Lom.
Right.
Dreyfus and Clouseau, and how Clouseau is just driving him further and further and further into insanity.
Right.
I mean, that only worked because there was that chemistry between those two.
Yeah.
And of course, let's not forget Kato. I'm not talking about
Yeah,
Kato.
Kato. Yeah, Kato.
I know
was
you're not
hilarious.
talking about Kato Kaelin.
No, I know I'm talking
No.
to our audience here,
Yeah,
just in
yeah.
case
Yeah.
they never saw, but which were absolutely hysterical scenes with
They
those
were
fights.
so funny, dude.
Oh,
The sight gags in those movies still crack me up.
Well, who did these movies? Blake Edwards.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He was a master, man. He was a master.
Mm-hmm.
Rest his soul. He got Julie Andrews to show her titties.
That's
that
what
just
Baron
came out
took out of the whole
That's
movie.
right on everything.
Hey, who would have thought she would have done it? He got his wife to do it, man. It was his wife. He's bragging to everybody. Hey, take a look at this. This is what I'm going home to every night. Ha ha.
Baron just brings that up. I love it, Baron. This is great, dude.
Blake Edwards singing "The Hills Are Alive" with motorboating.
See, Cash, you and I were driving the car. We're driving it down the road, going perfectly straight. Meanwhile, Bear's going all over the place on the
He's
road.
gonna start singing that Al Bundy song of Hooters. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I'm driving along. Squirrel. 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 No, Duchess. No.
You're turning for every squirrel you see.
Yep. I gotta be careful. If I say squirrel too much, Duchess starts barking. Just bring in a fresh perspective, man. Just a fresh perspective.
I know you are. But is there anything you guys would like to talk about before we wrap this up?
I hate to say that I got a Mel block in his name, but the man who did the Benji films, he wrote, directed, and all that, sadly he passed away. And the reason why I bring up is, as a kid, I saw those movies in the theater. I mean, it's
same here.
And
Benji the Hunted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger was as a Terminator trying to hunt down Benji. Yeah, I don't break you. Wrong movie franchise. But no, but those Benji films, I mean, those were huge. Those were huge for kids, and and they scarred us. They scarred us. Where's Benji?
Well, we could take it back then.
Yeah, we could. I mean, if we got through Old Yeller, that's it. Let's have these kids watch Old Yeller today, huh?
There's
sitting
something
back with
about
the popcorn.
Old Yeller.
You know what? If Padawan is right, Evil West is on Game Pass there.
It is. I know it is.
Oh, you know it is, huh, Cash?
I do.
He's Mr. Game Pass.
Saw it.
And he is right about it being co-op. So
it is. I know. It's time. I know.
Oh, okay, I gotta get that Game Pass back again, but I'll get it back. Don't worry, I'll get it back. Well, I'm just, we just need to.
It's all good, bro.
Have the fun. I need it back.
Get your floaties. The storm is.
I'm like the kid. I'm like the poor kid in the class that all you rich kids are laughing at. No.
Well, it looks like Warner Brothers is expanding anime production to more than 10 series per year. Let's see something about that. Yeah.
Huh. Is that good or bad, do you think?
I wasn't really into the anime Padawan, so I gotta be honest with you. I really don't have any interest in it.
The Boy and the Heron to stream on Netflix worldwide, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, expect to do a lot of reading though.
Right.
That's what I hate about it.
I don't
because,
mind that, man.
the thing is, my lips move when I read, and everyone makes fun of me.
Oh, do you think?
Subtitles, yeah.
Okay. All right. Good to know. The more you know. Where's?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Where is that? Where is it? We need to.
Exactly.
There we
And
go.
but wannabe, get ready to battle a lot of vampires, and make sure to level up your skills. That is crucial. You gotta level them up, and you gotta level up the right ones. Because if you recall, in my first playthrough of the game, when I got to the boss fight, because I didn't level up my skills like I should have, I was having a tough time against the boss. So I had to go through the entire game again. Luckily, I knew what to do, and I had to change my skill sets, and I was able to beat the boss.
He did it. He really, really did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were getting your ass kicked pretty good in that game, that's for sure. It was impressive. Even after you got the right skill sets, you're still having to.
Yeah, that game's pretty rough.
Well, especially against the final boss, I would want that final boss fight to be a tough fight.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be epic, man. Epic.
Epic, man. Come on, man. Get some ice cream, man.
Come on, man. No malarkey.
That's right.
You lying pony faced dog soldier.
Yes.
Well, if you guys don't have anything else that you want to talk about, we can go ahead and wrap up.
I don't have much to talk about today. I mean, in some ways, it's been kind of slow. So,
yeah.
Which is not a bad thing, really. It's not.
You know, the Dragon's Dogma thing. You know, you got another game, and there's been microtransactions. I mean, that's a story that a lot of gamers are talking about right now, and it's gone from overly negative to mixed. And I still, I don't know, one save file, and modders had to add more so you can have as many save files as you want. Like, come on, Capcom.
Yeah,
what are we doing here, man?
Yeah, and we're not even going to talk about that minefield of Aspire games in the bait and switch. I'm going to call it bait and switch. They bait and switched with the
Battlefront
collection.
remaster.
Battlefront, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. The fact the mod has more content than the fucking.
Well, not only that, they were taking modder stuff and putting it in there.
Yes.
And they're trying to sneak it through. Yeah, they tried to sneak it through, but it didn't work.
Stupid.
I mean, really.
Stupid.
I mean, after seeing what they did with Dark Forces, and I still hate that effing level.
You'll love it and you'll accept it.
No, I'm never gonna. The Dino Go's eating me, and I can smell that level. But the excellent job. I don't know who did Dark Forces. It wasn't. I don't think it was Aspire, but they did a great job.
It wasn't Aspired. I'll look it up real quick. I opened up Steam just to see.
Yeah, I tried opening up Steam, but Steam told me to take a leap. Because I wanted to check something myself. But I mean, after seeing that, I had high hopes. I did the one thing I swore I'd never do, and I pre-ordered it. And then I did the one thing I've never done before: demand a refund.
Yeah, Night Dive Studios.
Okay.
Home games,
yeah.
Publisher Night Dive Studios is also
and the thing about Dark Forces, it's getting very positive reviews.
It is, but of course,
the Battlefront collection is getting very negative reviews.
Right. The PC Gamer though had to give Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster a 78%. Yet on Steam with user reviews, it's 9 out of 10. And on Eurogamer, it's 4 out of 5. Well, Eurogamer can be a mess, but I do agree with them sometimes.
Well, obviously you agree with them this time. You know, they gave it high marks.
I will pick that up. I mean, I haven't played that game in so many years, so yeah.
Well, I mean, especially if you liked both gun. I mean, you know, it's that same vein. You know, and really, Dark Forces really launched that movement for getting like Battlefront and such, the first-person, third-person shooter games. obviously writing off the success of Doom and all that, but it formed its own niche, you might say, and it shouldn't be looked down upon. It was a great game then. It's still a great game now.
Well, yeah,
and it has better lore than what we've been getting from the Evil Mouse.
Kyle Katarn is an awesome character.
Oh, kick-ass. And Jan Ors. I want to sit back and have it. It's supposed to be an Asian woman in this. Oh my! We never had that. Remember, it never happened. Never happened.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I have to sit back and say about the dumpster fire. That is how disappointed I am. I am really disappointed. I was having high hopes for that.
There's so many stories, man, that they could do. I mean, it's just like, you could even say if Disney was really smart, they would be like, hey, you know what? Let's do something crazy. Let's give this to some of these fans that love Lucas and stuff. Let's see what they make. Just see what they have. Let's see how it goes. Especially, I don't know, if I'm a company, like if I had a high position like in Disney or something, like, did you guys see what they did with this Old Republic? Let's hire these people. Let's see what happens.
Well, yeah.
Same with the Cowboy Bebop. It's like Netflix should have been like, let's hire these people. Let's hire them. Let's see what happens.
You'd think so.
You would think so, but they can't. They can't get that through their minds because the fans will probably usually always be the best. Usually. Sometimes fans go a little crazy, but usually they're like, let's make this more like what we've seen that we've loved.
Right. Well, exactly. And of course you don't want it. They don't want it because it goes one. It's an insult to them that someone who's not a quote unquote professional like they are, is able to go out there and do something better than them. They don't want that humiliation because they know that's what's going to happen. They know this because they've proven it with the fan films. I'm surprised they're still allowing fan films because you watch them. Even when they do these fan films in the Evil Mouse universe, is far better than what we've been getting. Because why? There's still a love for it. Jar Jar should have remembered his own words when they said to Daisy Ridley, this is a religion. This is like a religion, I should say. And yeah, you're absolutely right. But remember. Wait, come on, you stupid.
You might think everything is okay, but Disney is gonna get you. Kathleen Kennedy's gonna get you. Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you.
They are, honestly. And remember also, the most important thing I have to say before we go, let me get this right. The chemicals in the water are turning the freaking Gordon guilty. There.
I don't. But yeah, one thing I do want to say real quick is thank you to Troy Pacelli for following the Rumble channel.
Awesome.
Good job, Troy. Checks in the mail.
Baron, you're a smart ass.
Well, that's if we weren't smart asses, things would be a lot different on this show.
Hey, we said we wouldn't change no matter how successful we are.
I can't change you guys anyway, just like you guys can't change me. I am who I am.
Yep. But yeah, no, hopefully some of these
I wouldn't try to change you guys.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Baron, hopefully some of these studios will get with it and say, you know what? Because they did hire that guy who did the deep fake, the season 2 of The Mandalorian. So maybe they'll get some of these studios. Maybe they'll be more independent ones. Be like, let's hire these people, see what happens. It would be great.
That's exactly what's going to happen. Because remember, Scorsese, Spielberg, Lucas, all of them at one time were these up and comers that no one necessarily wanted to take serious because they were the new kids on the block. It's going to happen.
Right.
They're going to have to do it. Just look at the state of entertainment. I mean, all honesty, the Ghostbusters film should be doing far better than it is.
Mm-hmm.
It should have more excitement than it is. And even being like Mike Simback saying with some of the tepidness that he had out of that film, it should still be doing better than it is. So we again, I think it comes down to the fact that do we need another Ghostbusters film? Do we really need to go? We want new things, and that's why I will hold with Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. It's nice that at least, whether you like it or not, at least there's an effort to make something a little different.
Yeah, a little
new
different.
thing.
It's still a hero's journey, but if you do it differently, it's fine. And Anonymous, I told you, man, no more golden wand around, dude. Okay, keep it away from chins and all kinds of things. Come on.
Yeah.
Back to you, Baron.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, especially with that wand that's made from narwhal horn, because if he touches a certain spot of your body, it disappears, and we don't want that.
Exactly.
Because then you'll be just like Peck, no dick. Back to you, Mike.
Well, I was just wondering what either of you had coming up on your channels.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead because Cash. I promise this Saturday coming up, we'll have the Babylon 5. I promise, and we'll let you know about the water chemicals in the water turning to Gorn freaking gay as well. So please have your 10 hats ready. We'll be ready to go back into the Babylon 5 universe. Woo-hoo! And we might not have Phil McCracken. He'll let me know. But I know Mike really wants to talk about a certain episode in there, and I am very interested
there is an episode coming up in our little block that we're talking about that I have always enjoyed. Even rewatching it recently, I still enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to hear his take yet. I want to hear it fresh on the show, and it'll be interesting to see because it is a very powerful episode of Babylon 5. Really, it's showing you how you can do things different within the universe, and not having such a narrow road, and realize that you do have a freaking highway you can use in there. So, so that's what I'm looking forward to. Of course, whatever shenanigans that we're all going to get involved in. Shenanigans. Woohoo! I'm against shenanigans.
No, you're not.
Okay.
And what about you, Cashmoney007 of the Phantom Hooligans?
Yes, the Hooligans. Yes, we're gonna. If you guys are up for it, and Anonymous, who's of course in the chat, we'll. I would love for us to finish Act 5 because we still haven't quite finished it. We got to the boss, but if we all agree we want to play something different, and then go back to it another week, that's fine too. But always the multiplayer streams will be at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Fridays. And then I've got some more videos, some gaming stuff coming up. I'm finally, there's some stuff coming up. There's some Persona stuff coming up. There's some other stuff coming up. So stay tuned for that on the Phantom Hooligans.
I want to be a Phantom Hooligan.
The Hooligan, yes. Yes.
Phantom Hooligans.
Yes.
Well, I'm just getting everybody's links, so give me a second, then I'll.
Oh, he's getting links, folks. Am I the missing link? We'll find out.
No, you were actually up there first.
Oh well, as should be. As should be. Because I am Baron Orman Tagge, the original.
Yeah, I'm just putting them in Rumble right now. Now I'm putting them in YouTube.
Rumble. We love you, Rumble.
Give me a second, folks, and then I'll start promoting what's coming up on Pacific414.
So anything else on the Phantom Hooligans?
No, just working on some videos and stuff. So yeah, they've been recorded.
What's that? They've been recorded.
Yeah,
They've been recorded.
The videos have been recorded, but I'm going to probably record them again. So I sound a certain way. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so okay,
Mm-hmm.
so really they're not recorded because you're going to redo it. Okay, I see.
Well, it was, but I'm going to still redo it. We want to be better than Variety and some of these other outlets, don't we, Baron?
Well, that's not really a high bar.
No, I guess it really isn't. Is it?
No.
Less word salad and more straight to the point, right?
Yeah. Well, because we're not working on the word count. So
exactly.
That helps. Yeah.
True.
In fact, the less we say, the more they're happy.
That's probably.
Well, I'm going to take Commodore Alex Jones down.
All right. And while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and let everybody know what's coming up on Pacific414 for YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch on Tuesday. I'll be playing more Mad Max. That'll be part 9 of the Mad Max game streams. Still having a lot of fun playing that game, and I do want to get further into the story so I can eventually complete the game. And then that'll occur at 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. And then 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday will be another edition of Pop Talk over on Rumble and YouTube. And then at 6 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, I plan on playing more of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, what I actually have been doing is, because I've been creating so many different save states, is going back to areas where I didn't go through it as extensively as some might think I should have, to try to, discover some secrets, get some missions done, and then probably what will happen is, as I get closer to the end of the game, depending on which save file has, the better loadout, I might use that to finish up the game. But we'll see. I haven't quite determined that yet. Now, I do want to let everybody know that there will not be a Sunday edition of Pacific414 Pop Talk next Sunday, with it being Easter. And we're all going to be spending time for our respective families. But there will be a Pacific414 Pop Talk next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And that's no joke, on April Fool's. We will be talking a little bit of pop culture and entertainment news, but also we will be talking about what is my birthday. That's right, I'm an April Fool's baby. So
yeah,
we'll have a special Monday night Pop Talk stream, and it will be an open panel. The only guideline that I will be enforcing is that you save all self-promotion until you've been asked. Or if you say in the private chat, hey, Mike, Baron, Cash, I need to go. That's the time we will allow you to promote yourself.
Yes.
And that is the only guideline that we will be strictly enforcing on that stream. I don't mind that people want to promote their channels. It's just that there's an appropriate time and an appropriate place. So I hope to see you all stop by, if not all those streams, at least one of those streams. And don't forget to share out not just this edition of Pop Talk, but previous editions of Pop Talk. Share out what games have been streamed excuse me, recently. And also share out Baron's content, his channel, Cash's channel, his content, and everyone else who's in the chat, because everybody does great content. And even if they don't do their own YouTube channel, they're a part of many of the same YouTube channels that we all frequent. So give those folks support, like Spock's Friday Nights. Thank you, Spock, for being here. We have Pop Culture Mechanic. Thank you for being here, brother. Good to see you, Pop. Real Wade Gaming Clips. Although he also has Real Wade Gaming Live, as you can see there too, as he calls it, Real Wade Nation Gaming Live. That's actually, I believe it's one of his newer channels. So give him support. DJ Ronnie G, who I still want to have you as a guest on Pop Talk, brother. We just got got to get together on, a specific date that works better for you. I know you work mostly on the weekends, and if you want to be a part of a Wednesday night show where we have to do it on another night, we can do that too. Excuse me.
But gotta say, nerd.
Hurdles.
Nerdles.
But definitely need to get you on the show, brother. And another friend of the channel, Pops. Subscribe to Pops. He does great shows. He, does reviews of current movies. He does reviews of classic movies. If you catch him on Talk Hard every Tuesday with Ironcaster and Stone Cold Loki from Loki's Mornings of Mischief, they're always talking about it. Sorry, dang allergies. But they're always talking about a different movie during that week. He also has his own series, and this is Pops, called What's Your Story? Where he talks to different creators and finds out things about their life. Not necessarily always about their YouTube journey, but their personal life. So catch him out. And of course, you can always catch Phil McCracken coming into the chat here on Pacific414 when he's not on his own channel, Release McCracken. So check him out and all the shenanigans that not only he gets involved in, but all of us get involved in together. Sometimes just having to.
What? Oh, sorry.
Sometimes
I was going to say, if you do catch Phil McCracken, there's a lotion and ointment you can use to help take care of that.
Baron.
What?
But we have a lot of fun. Yeah, we get silly when we're all together. But you should be able to spend at least some time in your daily routine to have a little fun. And of course, the Padawannabe, great supporter of so many channels, including this one, and I'm glad to have the chance to know him. And of course, with him saying that he has downloaded Evil West, maybe one of these days we ought to team up there and battle some vampires. What do you say, Padawannabe? And let's not forget the number one fan of Phil McCracken, the number one fan of all of us. To be honest, she is the princess of YouTube, Leia Rose. It's always nice to see you, Leia Rose. It's always nice to see everybody who takes time out of their Sunday, out of their Wednesday, or out of any day to stop by and watch us. Without you, we can't do this. And I knew I forgot a couple of people, so speaking of Jace, I'm sure that you and Jace and Whoopa and Prismatics have a show coming up on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, Cash.
Yeah, we should.
Oh, you mean the Quarter Pop Talk Show?
Right.
That's what Phil calls it.
Phil's a nut, man. He thinks he's Agent Smith from the Matrix. It's fine.
Mm.
He keeps taking those blue pills, Phil. I keep telling him, man, you got to take those red ones, but he doesn't listen. Yeah.
Well, he is from Delaware, so of course he's taking the blue pills.
Of course.
But Jace over there at 540 Studios does awesome content, does awesome live streams. He does, 5casts. He does panel streams. So check him out. And of course, I gotta make sure that I proofread what I write before I hit post, because TCAP Steve will see it and he'll make it a part of Beverly Hills 414. That's right. Posting the schedule and saying Muse schedule. Yeah. He made sure to include some reference to that in today's story. But you know what? He's helped make it fun.
Yum 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 yum.
And you know what? Anonymous. Do, 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 do. Anonymous. Do, 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 do. And I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did, and I don't want to, but if I accidentally miss someone, I want to apologize personally. I try not to ignore anybody, and I want everybody to know that they're a part of what we're doing here, because you are. Okay. I think that's everybody. Yep. Meow, 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 meow. But thank you, everybody, for watching today's edition of Pacific414 Pop Talk on YouTube and Rumble. Hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, a great week. And remember, don't ever give up on me in a game, because just when you do, you might miss something. Take care, all.
Bye, everybody.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
This episode of Pacific414 Pop Talk. The part of Baron Orman Tagge was played by Gern Planston.
I knew there was something off about that guy.
Oh, man.
Part of Cash Money was played by Cash Money.